Yo, yo, yo.
Yo.
Time to make some more drama.
Make some more drama? We got the drama master in the house?
Not me. You got the wrong guy.
We got our buddy here, Chris, a good friend of ours, local, that lives nearby. One of my cruising buddies. He goes cruising a lot more than I do.
That's right.
Because I think my car's more broken than his.
I've never seen his not drive.
No, there's a certain threshold you pass in certain cars that when you go too far working on a car, it becomes more unreliable
You
than
mean
anything.
1,000 horsepower?
Once you go in those numbers, once you go double digits, it starts just getting, just one thing after another. So, but he brought his,
Yeah, let's show it off a little bit.
let's show off what Chris came in here today with. And let's see, we get a little backstory on this. How'd you get it? Ooh.
There she is.
So what is it? For those that don't know?
That's the thing. Is it a Corvette? A Ferrari? What is
it could be a new Corvette, right? It's rear engine, right?
Yeah.
The C8 is what? Rear engine, yeah. Rear engine, yeah. Could be, but no. We're going.
People don't recognize that logo.
No, that is definitely not a Corvette logo. So what is it?
It's the good old Acura NSX 2017. And the cool thing is they're always limited production. In the U.S., they started making them again 2017 to 2022. From 2017 to 2021, they only produced 3,000 of them in the United States, 3,500 worldwide. 2022, they came out with the Acura NSX Type S, and they only made 350 of them. And
Those are the numbered ones, right?
yeah.
This one's a number what?
This is number 2.
Oh, yeah, they're all, technically, yes. But that one, I think, only had, the NSX Type S only had, 350
350.
produced?
Yep.
Worldwide?
Worldwide.
That's crazy, bro. Imagine how much that car is going to be worth one
What
day.
number is this one?
I'm not sure.
It's like 15 something.
Tells you in the back
Yeah,
of the window.
I looked at it earlier and I already forgot the number. It was like 1574 or something.
But it's a beautiful car for sure. I mean, the white with the carbon accents everywhere.
Yeah. Has some nice modifications. That was actually why I bought it. I was kind of really against the new ones. I had 2 older ones. One thing is I wasn't too sure about the hybrid battery and being technically an automatic. You don't have the third pedal.
Yep.
So I'm like, I wasn't too sure if I wanted that or not. But with the modifications that it has, for the price I bought it for, I couldn't say no. So actually, I love driving this car. It pushes close to about 700 horsepower. It's got an air suspension. You got a lot of carbon fiber parts on it. You got the HRE rims. It's got a tune, exhaust, discharge pipes, probably some other things I'm forgetting.
It's sick. The way it looks, the way it drives, the way it sounds.
Yeah.
When we went cruising together, bro, this thing sounds sick.
You're talking about when we were cruising together, I couldn't even hear my car because your car was so loud.
Next time I'll drive behind you so that we can listen to your car.
Yeah.
I thought I had a Prius there for a second.
Well, were you in hybrid mode?
No, your car was so loud.
Definitely the GTR is very loud. I mean, it's straight pipe, dude. It's
It's
as loud as it can probably get, I don't want to make it any louder. It's hard to leave the garage at night, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
for
with
sure.
that car, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
even with your truck, it's hard to leave your house.
I just have loud cars, man. None of them are quiet. Dude. The only one that's quiet is the S1000.
I
That
haven't
thing's
owned-
out of commission right
To be
now.
fair, I haven't owned a quiet car since like 2010.
We don't drive quiet cars.
Yeah.
Man.
No, it's no fun.
It's no fun. The quiet cars are too, I mean, can you think of a quiet car that's fun to drive?
No.
Like, I'm trying to think of, like, maybe a quiet sports car, but I can't even.
A
I can't.
Tesla, dude.
I mean, yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's true. The Plaid?
The plaid, yeah.
Plaid,
Or whatever. Burgundy.
Burgundy.
The plaid ones are crazy fast.
They're fast, but all you hear is just this little buzzy noise and the rocks kicking up by the wheel wells.
You see those new the new TikToks where it's like some guy by a nice car. He's like me thinking Jesus is coming to get me, and it's like a noise, right?
Oh, like a UFO?
Yeah. It's like me thinking that God came to finally get me, and it's like never mind, it's just a Tesla.
But I mean, Teslas are cool. They, the only thing, I don't like the way there's no sound, man. They should
Yeah,
at least
that's why I wouldn't be able to do it.
they should just at least make a speaker in the fucking car.
Well, who did that? Porsche does that. The Porsche's electric car has speakers inside and outside. So when you're driving by it, it sounds like it's driving. Or like if you take off, it'll like it sounds like it's like
What a
what a weird concept.
Supposedly my Tundra has, because it's a hybrid. Supposedly they're saying that it has a speaker in there to kind of make it sound beefier than what it
Yeah.
really is.
well, a lot of cars have that.
BMWs did that. I think for
So, I mean, your ST you had that.
Did I?
Remember? Yeah,
No.
your Focus
That shit was
ST.
straight pipe, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. But they have so they had. I think when they were original production, like regular production, they had like a I don't know if it was a vent from inside the engine bay that basically like the noise of the engine was louder inside the car.
No.
Yeah. So I mean the Lexus that we got, when you go put it in sport mode, it starts sounding funny. Like sound like sounds like sportier, but you know what it is? All it is the speakers just making more noise.
Yeah,
It is what it
but
is.
yeah, I remember that BMWs did that with like the M series, like M4s and stuff. They would have speakers inside the car that would reverberate back the sounds of your of the stock exhaust essentially.
Yeah.
So it sounds louder in your car.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, right?
I mean,
they're all trying to move away from gasoline cars. Or they were.
right.
We'll see.
Not anymore.
We'll see.
I
That's
don't know,
right.
Now we got beautiful clean coal.
Oh shit! Then that's what it is, dude. But yeah, the NSX is sick. I know you said you had two of the older ones, right, back in the day.
Yeah, 2004. That was a blue one with 10 interior. That one was 1 out of 6 produced in 2004. And then I had a, let's see, it was called Rio Yellow with the black interior, 2005. And that one was 1 out of 19 that they produced in that combination.
Huh.
So
What happened to them?
the yellow one went to Tennessee, and then the blue one went to this YouTuber, Rob Ferretti.
Oh yeah?
So, yeah.
No,
Does
interesting.
he still have it?
Who knows?
Rob Ferretti does, to my knowledge. The yellow one, the guy sold to somebody else, and that guy reached out to me just to ask questions about the car.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
When did you sell them? You sold them a while ago already, right?
oh, yeah.
You sold them before the boom on them?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Because they were freaking sought after. What, 4 years ago? Wrong? Even before COVID,
Oh,
No.
yeah.
they were already sought after. They went up in price a shit ton.
Well, I had that 95 Toyota Supra twin turbo. I sold in 2019. I sold it for $77,000. If I would have kept the car today, it probably would have been worth about $140,000, $150,000.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So,
But it's like, how would you know?
Yeah, it's one of those things. Hindsight,
Man,
right?
bro, it's like, how would you know? Like, realistically, some cars just pick up, like the what is it, the LFA? The Lexus
Oh,
LFA?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Dude, when they came out, everybody's like, it's a Lexus. Who's going to want to
a piece
buy a
of crap,
Lexus
yeah.
that's a performance car, right? Damn. Well, they were cheap, and they were basically trying to get rid of them for free.
Yeah, and now they're like
Not for
1.
free,
Now it's like
but,
$1.2 million for
Yeah,
one.
exactly, dude.
Well,
Imagine that.
McGrath Lexus, the owner had that orange one on the showroom floor. It was called a Newberg.
Yeah,
edition.
yeah, I remember.
Nürburgring? Or Nürburgring?
Yeah.
Dude, this is what happens when we're
Foreign.
foreign.
I think the window sticker was like $375,000, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
And I think he sold the car for $1 million.
And it's probably even
Imagine
worth
that.
more than that right now.
So
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
that. So imagine that. He probably had it. He's probably like, damn, this thing's been sitting on the showroom floor for freaking
Yeah.
ever. No one wants to buy it. And then one day, something happened and just went up in price.
Yeah.
I think there must have been like a car review or something on that happened on them where.
Yeah. What's his name? The guy from Top Gear.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name. We should probably know this as car people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Chris,
Nope.
not enough time.
But he did a review on one. He's like, this is one of the best cars I've ever driven. Like,
Was it Jeremy Clarkson, the old guy?
yeah. Clarkson. Yeah.
Clarkson, yeah,
Yeah,
Jeremy
yeah.
Clarkson, yeah.
So he was like, oh, he's like, this is, and it might have been like a paid promotion Right.
Maybe it was.
that Lexus, told him. But after that, everybody wanted one.
I mean, bro, that guy's not known for
Yeah.
driving some sick cars,
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
So you had a Supra before?
Supra, 1995, twin turbo manual, Targa.
OBD1.
Yeah.
OBD1.
OBD1,
No emissions.
just- yeah.
Did it have a Tomei on it?
No.
A what?
A Tomei, bro. You never heard?
Oh.
You never heard, dude? You got a Tomei? But that's awesome.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, like, back to hindsight, man. If I knew that the market was gonna be how it is now, I would have spent my lunch money on a new house back in 4th grade.
Well, I mean that's. I mean, there might be a chance for that to turn around in the near future, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, 100%. Some cars, dude. If you,
Oh,
not that
man.
you knew, because it's like, how would you know? Literally, how would you know? If it's a numbered car, maybe. Like, you know what cars sought after now? Like a lot? 07, 08 Nismo 350Z.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Because there's not a lot of them. They were numbered cars.
You had
There
a lot
was-
of them.
I parted out a lot of them. Yeah, sure. But they were wrecked, so it's like, a different story, right? But a numbered 350Z Nismo is now expensive, man. They're hard to find. You got to pay like $40K to get one that's like high mileage.
Meanwhile, I heard the 400Z is like super cheap right now.
I mean,
I heard the 400Z is cheaper than I think they were saying like, the MX-5.
no way.
That
The new MX-5?
that you can find a 400Z. Yeah.
So Z, it's not a
Oh,
400.
there's
it's a Z.
whatever. There's the
Yeah.
for less for less than an MX-5.
I feel like that's kind of common though, because the Supras, when they came out, they were like all sought after and everything. A bunch of people bought them, and then they stopped selling. They don't really sell that often. I wasn't a big fan, but I drove one, and I'm like, actually, this drives very nicely.
Oh yeah.
It drives nicely. The BMW powertrain wasn't something I was a big fan
How
of.
about the new ones?
The new ones, yeah. But then I drove it, and then they made a manual. I think 2023
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago.
they came out with manuals, and I feel like that would be a little bit more of a grab to bring more people
Yeah.
in, right? Because you kind of want a manual. I mean, you have an auto, I have an auto. It's the auto outstrips a manual every time.
Yeah, but it's the
The
experience.
experience,
yeah.
the
It's the
exhilaration.
fun in driving.
Yeah, the exhilaration of driving in a manual, right? I mean, that's why manuals. I feel like manuals are coming back again, though, in terms of sports cars.
Mhm.
Like the Civic Type R,
Still comes to manual. Yeah.
never converted to an auto. It's always been a stick.
Yep.
Well, it got the Acura Integra Type S. It's a manual.
I think it's a manual, right?
It's got 320 horsepower stock. That's a pretty cool car.
Yep.
I mean, the GR, the Corolla,
That
the
thing's
freaking
sick.
what is that?
cylinders.
1.6 cylinder, I think. I'm
Yeah.
not exactly sure what the displacement on the thing is, but it's like
It's a
pushing out like the 100 horsepower per cylinder.
Yeah, and it's only 3 cylinders.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
turbo.
And people pushed it all the way to 500,
Yeah,
and the only thing you needed to replace was the head gasket.
Holy shit.
yeah.
Impressive.
For a small ass car like that too, and all wheel drive at that.
Yeah.
Kind of
That's-
on.
I mean, dude,
That
bro.
thing would be like a go-kart, dude.
But then you think about it, that might be a valuable car in the future
Probably will
Right.
be.
That's what I'm saying.
because it's not it wasn't mass produced. I mean, I don't know how much number. Look it up real quick. How many Corolla GRs
Well,
did they make?
you're gonna get a weird number because they had the Yaris in Europe. It was the Yaris GR.
Yeah, but I mean, we're looking for U.S. market, right? So, how many GR Corollas? That's what they are, GRs, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
GRs were
Gazoo Racing.
Gazoo Racing. Gazoo Racing is in F1 again.
Yeah, well, not yet, but soon.
Haas, it's Haas Gazoo. Did you know that?
What that?
What do we get here?
Toyota produced approximately 11,000 GR Corollas for the U.S. market in the first 3 years.
Of availability starting in 23. Core Circuit Edition Limited Run Morizo Edition. What the? In 23, they were initially planned to build 6,500 Corollas, but actually sales figures indicate 3,927 units were sold in the U.S. for that model year. The breakdown of the sales was as follows. Core models, Circuit Edition, Morizo Editions. Interesting. Out of a plan, 200 for the U.S. That one might be...
The
More-
Morizo?
Yeah, I wonder what that looks like.
Yeah, it's probably also like 60 grand.
But it might be worth it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? If you buy a car like that and you park it in the garage, and then
Hold
you...
it for 20 years.
Yeah, dude. It might be worth a lot of money down the road, you know?
I mean, a gas-powered car might be worth a lot of money down the road.
If you have like a V12.
Yeah, yeah.
V12.
The more gas it burns, the better.
Yeah. The more it costs. The more value it gathers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree. I'm all for it.
It's like F1. Like they're trying to bring back
The
V10s
V10s. And they should.
instead of
Oh,
the
yeah.
4-cylinder hybrid. The fact that they get that much power out of a 4-cylinder is crazy.
Yeah, but the sound
I mean,
of
the
a
displacement's
V10,
huge, but yeah, I mean, you can't beat that sound.
dude. V10
Or even a
or
V12.
V12.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Big
But-
difference.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, things are maybe turning around in the world. A
Well,
little bit.
even
maybe the
we're talking about
the green scam is a scam. Who knows?
I'll put a bet on that it is.
Coming from a guy who rides a hybrid.
Hey,
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice
How's
here.
the gas mileage in that thing?
Yeah, how's
I
the gas
never
mileage?
pay attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see,
I
that's the
never
thing
did.
about those kind of things.
Yeah.
All right, how many miles per gallon do you get?
Shit ton. It's fun,
That's
dude.
the only thing that matters.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That cruise we did last year. Remember when we went to the airport hangar with the cruise? There was what? There was
Yeah.
3 of them.
I think we went like 140 miles per hour or so, if not faster. I lost one of my front lips off the
Holy shit.
car.
Did you replace it?
Yeah, I had the stock one. I lost the carbon fiber one, which
Oh,
was
that's
probably like
right.
$1,200.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. That was funny because you went back looking for it.
I was thinking about it, but I never did.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what happens in those speeds. Those Lambos that were with us. It was I forgot who they were, but the Turks. The Turks were their plates.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know who they are exactly, but they had Lambos. And I think they were what were the SVJs as well. One of them was a SVJ, or both of them were.
There was a Gallardo, the older one. It was a mix of everything.
Yeah, it was a mix of everything. Those guys went flying,
Mm-hmm.
which I found out later from a friend who's a state police officer. Which I'm not sure if I should say this or not, but after a certain speed, they don't chase.
I mean, that's how it is in Japan,
I
right?
think I know who your buddy is.
Yeah, I think I know who he is too.
We had a conversation about this once because I asked him, I'm like, say, you're a cop or you're a state cop. You're on a highway a lot of times. What happens when you're looking and you see somebody literally booking it, 130, 140, 150, whatever. He's like, honestly, I just turn on my lights and then I turn them off. And I see their lights, their brake lights come on real quick,
Yeah.
and then they go off and they're gone, bro. They
Yeah.
just dip. And he's
I
like,
mean, if he's in a standstill,
yeah, if
you're
he's
never
at a
catching
You'll
him.
Oh,
never
no.
catch them.
Yeah.
Even if they pass you up in traffic, dude. If you're driving a regular speed like 70 miles an hour,
Yeah, by the time you get to that,
and he's
Jeep,
already at 140, just
Yeah.
booking it, and he ain't gonna slow down. Even if you start chasing after him, he's just gonna
You just go faster.
just go faster. Those cars can go fast, man. I mean, how safe it is to drive that fast. Not very safe. We're not advocating for
I was gonna
speeding.
say,
We're not advocating for speeding. Nobody here speeds.
No.
No.
165. I just did on 355.
yeah.
I beat you 175.
My coworker the other day, we were talking about. I'm like, I speed, but I don't like, I'm still like an okay, like I speed, but I don't like cut people off. I don't drive like
Hey.
a
Speeding is speeding.
okay.
All right.
Yeah. My coworker comes up, he's like, yeah. You break the law, but you don't break the law. He's like, you'll do a rolling stop at a stop sign, but you'll stop for a bus. I'm like, that's true.
I wonder if you explain to a cop what he would
Yeah.
say. He'd be like, oh, that's a great way to do it. Yeah. Except when the other person that's driving the opposite direction does the same thing, and it's like, boom, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had right of way. Yeah. No, 355 is a great place to run it.
Oh, yeah.
Over the bridge.
Bro, I knew
Well,
we were
I don't know
along
about
that.
over the bridge. It kind of gets gusty.
That's true.
That's where I was
true.
booking it.
Yeah.
That's where I was coming down that little hill before the bridge starts, and it was a beautiful day outside. It was like afternoon. It was calm outside. There was no cars on the road, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, this is perfect for me. Fucking press it to the metal, bro. And 175, we're booking it, dude. We're going.
Meanwhile, I'm in my work van on the same street. And I go 80.
And
I hit the bridge. And it's just, the wind hits, dude.
It's exhilarating to drive that fast, but it's scary.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was driving and I'm holding onto the steering wheel and I'm looking at the speedometer and I'm like, this is fast as fuck. And I'm looking and there's nobody by me, so I'm like,
Yeah.
if I wreck, I wreck myself, and
That's
that's probably the end. But I was sitting in the car, I was listening to the car, it was so loud, and I'm in the car screaming, bro, like just driving, dude, and it's awesome.
Headphone warning if you want
Yeah.
to watch this on headset.
And then I slowed down and I'm like, that was so much fun. I wish I could just turn around and go back.
That's when all the lanes are striped.
It's not a lane, no, it's a one lane.
What's the top speed on your GTR?
I haven't tried it yet. I don't know.
Because like I'm thinking, I'm like, in my Speed 3, when 350 was first built, right, or they just finished it, I was like, I remember I was driving, I had to have hit 160.
And the speed?
Yeah,
How long did it take you to get there?
a while, but I got there.
Almost.
He was literally pulling out the last. I was like, come on, hit that 160. I don't know. I don't know what the I mean, I don't think there's a limit. I don't think you have a limit probably either.
I don't think so.
I know there's a limit on cruise control.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but I don't know. I haven't tried. I haven't tried. Yeah,
There's not enough road.
if I'm looking at the drag races, I mean, they're highly modified most of the time.
Yeah.
I've seen them do 180, 190.
Yeah, but but they're also built to hit top speed as fast as possible, right?
Yeah.
And not
Yeah.
lose control.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it out one day. Me and Chris one day.
Let's do it.
355, right? Let's go. We'll get a GoPro.
On a track.
On a track, yeah. But there ain't a track straight enough and long enough for that.
Yeah, on a
the
track.
the only track I think of is 355. Track 355.
It goes in a circle.
After 10 p.m., it turns into
Yeah.
a track.
Yeah, after that, yeah.
At a certain point, it makes a circle, right?
Dude, I live close enough that I can sometimes hear at night when I'm like outside.
And hear somebody.
Bro, I can
gunning.
hear some people gunning it.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're like it's like they're pulling the max out of it.
Yeah.
You can hear when a car is at the limit. Like it's like it's loud and it's not changing.
It's just screaming.
Yeah, it's just screaming like ah.
Well, that was before I lived in Palos Hills before, and you could hear the cars launching down LaGrange.
Of course, I still do because I'm right off of 88th, right? So you could still hear it.
Oh yeah.
I also hear gunshots
Dude,
nowadays too.
LaGrange is also a nice road to drive on. Just maybe not like directly through Orland Park, like where the mall is.
Yeah.
No, but like from
Before
from like 111th to like
on the curve and everything.
87th? No, to like 87th. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
the cops know that too, and they
Yeah,
hidden
yeah.
over there. a
Oh
lot.
yeah, they stay by the bridge all the time too, or on the off ramp
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
by First Avenue, not First Avenue, Cal Sag. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always hanging out over there. Yeah, I always go slow there.
I remember one time I was just booking it down LaGrange towards Countryside, and you know how there's that curve right before 79th Street exit. They have like the brick wall.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Guy was right around the corner, like hugging on the shoulder, hugging the wall.
And that's a good spot for like when there's no construction. That
Yeah.
road is actually pretty clean.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
It's fun.
I'm wrapping around the.
Take him out the corner.
I'm coming around the corner, dude, and then I see him like, oh, fuck. And he pulls me over, and he's like, you almost got me, but I saw the car just go whoop.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, it's like I know you know what he's looking for,
Yeah.
and he's literally sitting there, probably looking in his rearview mirror, like, all right, let's see which car dips first, dude. Like, like a heavy,
Yeah,
front forward.
yeah.
But that's where you cause. That's how you get yourself into big trouble by braking too hard,
Yeah.
too
Cause
fast.
attention.
Well, not even that. You can lose control. You know,
Yeah.
like if your car is not really like if you don't have good brakes and good brake distribution, and you have all like most of the braking in the front, which most cars are to begin with,
Yeah.
right? You can really just you slam on it hard enough and you'll lose control.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that for a fact because I did it.
I mean, I wasn't going that fast. I was going like 75 or 80, but
but that's enough.
yeah.
That's enough. That's kind of what I did on the highway when I flipped the MR2. So
He told me something else.
yeah, well, I
He
I
told the
was-
family something.
No, the truth behind that was that I was speeding.
Well, we
Well-
know that you always speeding.
But I hit black ice, and when I hit black ice, and all right, this was literally a cascade of events that happened. They couldn't have happened at the same time. I'm driving, everything's cool. There's nobody on the road. I'm driving, I'm going like probably like 80, and I'm just cruising, right? And I start driving, and the car starts feeling like wobbly, and I'm like, what the, what's going on? It was like 5 a.m, and it was cold outside, and then I realized it was that it was black ice, right?
Yeah.
So I started slowing down like slowly. Like I wasn't I wasn't pressing the brake, but I wasn't really gunning it. But I was still going like 75. And all of a sudden, on the side of the ramp was a cop. And I'm like, fuck. All right, well, press the brake. So I pressed the brake a little bit, and that was it. That was it. It was over. It was a donezo. I slid off the car spun around, dude. I was literally driving. I tapped the brake just enough to kind of feel the ground, and then it just like go. Car spun around backwards, 60 miles an hour, dude. Hit the median, flipped it over.
Oh man.
Yeah, I had a great ride. I got out of the car landed on its all four, and I'm like, oh, we're here, we're good, Cop comes up and he's like, you see me, didn't you? I'm like, bro, when I seen you, it was already too late. I was already sliding, and all I had to do was just, when you see a cop and you're speeding, you get that reaction right away of brake, right?
Even if you're not speeding.
Even that's 100% true, right? And that was it. That was the end. That was the story for the MR2. And then we went wide body kit, and we never finished it properly.
No,
That
you
was the
did
end of it.
not. No, you did not.
Which MR2 did you
I
have?
had an MRS.
But he also had number 2, a couple of them.
Yeah, the MR2 is the real. I have one right now. It's just sitting in storage.
I still remember when you had the MR2 in your old truck and you had the matching paint jobs on them. Yeah,
They weren't matching bad.
Yes,
paint
they
jobs.
were.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Hold on. No, they weren't.
Yeah.
The MR2 was much darker red.
It literally had the same stripes and everything down the middle.
Yeah, that's true. It did have the stripes, yeah, but it was a different off shade of red. All right. But anyway,
One was a burnt orange, one was a red.
yeah, sure. But so that was my experience with that. But even on a dry road, bro, it can happen. Like literally, you press the brake too fast and you get touchy, and you have shitty tires.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's a lot to do with the type of tires you have.
Yeah, 100%.
So everyone's like, "Oh, I bought new tires, but I bought the cheapest tires."
Yeah, dude. And usually
Yeah.
the cheapest tires are the hardest tires,
Right.
and they don't stick.
Sometimes you're better off having the worn out tires, but the best ones, and they're gonna work better than the cheap,
Yeah,
brand new cheapest
exactly,
ones.
exactly. I mean, tires have a lot to do with the control of the car,
Oh yeah.
the grip. I mean, a lot. The speed.
Oh, yeah.
Certain tires are only speed rated for a certain speed. You go too fast, they get wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's. I guess the 175 wasn't enough for my tires because they weren't wobbly.
I mean, I got like the cheaper end of for my car, but like they were like nicer. They weren't like the crappy ones, the ones that are like $80 a tire.
Yeah,
or whatever,
no, those are cheap. Yeah,
right.
I mean, those are regular tires for regular driving, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're not really, I mean, not that if you're not speeding, but if you're not driving aggressively, I guess is the
So
way
it
it would be
snows and you
said.
can't get out of the snow because you have no grip. But
Well, that's a problem with a hard tire.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's the problem with
Well,
the hard tire.
I got mine from Eric, right? And he's like, I'm like, I don't know how long I'm still gonna have this car. I don't need the best tires. Give me something good that's not crazy expensive. So I got like Generals or something. Dude. I mean, it
think
got me
that's
through
not-
winter. It wasn't
Yeah.
sliding at all. So
Yeah,
know?
you want to have a tire that's matches the car and you're driving,
yeah,
Right.
right? At the end of the day, because like I said, you put first of all, most guys that have like higher end cars or more expensive cars, they don't cheap out on the tires.
right.
Most of them don't cheap out on the tires because they understand that a tire has a lot to do with the performance of the car,
Yeah.
with braking, with everything, right? So you don't want to cheap out on tires. Tires are not the place to cut the money. You can get
No.
cheaper brake pads.
I think one tire for the back, it's like a 325 21 inch. I think it's like $800.
Is it what kind of tire is it? Do you know?
Michelin.
Michelin? Yeah, Michelin's expensive, but they're the best tire, dude. They're usually the best.
Pilot. Yeah, that's the
Pilot Sport Cups probably.
Mhm.
Pilot or Sport Cups 2. Yeah, that's an expensive tire, but that's a high performance
Yeah.
tire. Yeah, what do I have of mine on the GTR right now? I just
Big
bought
ass tire.
I actually went bigger tire this year.
What'd you get?
I'm trying to think. 335 rear, 3520.
Damn, you got me beat in the width.
Because the fronts are 285 or 295, 285, 45, 20.
Hmm.
The front tires are like beefier, thicker. But remember, when you have tires, the wider it is, the higher it becomes.
Right.
So you really have to. I went to 3 sets of tires on GTR to figure out the right tire size. Because if you have all-wheel drive, they have to have the right turning circumference. Like they have to be within 1% or less in terms of if one tire spins and the other tires, so one front, one rear,
Mhm.
when they spin, they should have a full rotation basically at the same spot.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you don't have that and you have an
Cause some
all-wheel drive
damage.
car, you'll damage your drivetrain in terms of like
Oh.
your trans.
Most all-wheel drive cars, they have the same.
Yeah.
They have
So
the same
so
tire
most
everywhere,
four-wheel
right?
drive cars
So-
like a SUV, whatever, they all have
Like
the
even
same
mine,
tire.
even mine, right? It's same tires all around.
Yeah, you can change it, right? But for what? But more for my higher end cars,
Yeah.
you have to have
Well,
literally
your rears are literally like
two of your front tires.
for real.
So it took me literally. I mean, I should have probably done more research myself. And that's how I learned that that you really have to like make sure that the circumference of difference is very low. Like I said, 1% or less. I don't even know if it's not 0.5%. Because if you don't, then you'll burn up your. Like in the GTR, we have something called the ETS unit,
Mhm.
which controls the front wheel drive, and there's clutches in there. And if you have the different size tires, they're not matching. The front wheels will either spin slower or faster, and they'll start burning the clutches.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then you do a trans rebuild, and that's fucking $4,000 right off the bat,
Yeah.
So
Dude, I seen a video. I don't know if it's fake or not. Somebody was making a turbo in the wheel.
In the wheel?
in the wheel. Like, so instead of having like a hub, like center caps, it had an air opening, an intake essentially, and it literally had a turbo, like almost like on the rotor.
Bro, that must have been the most inefficient design ever.
I don't know, man.
That would make zero
It
sense.
would-
Unless you're talking about like a generator.
Right.
I don't know.
Like
They literally call it. They literally like it had a model number and everything, and it said turbo.
Look this up. now I know what the hell you're talking about. Never heard of such things. From the sounds of it, it sounds kind of like somebody backwards is doing it. But yeah,
It was like a super.
the
Yeah,
HRE 530 is a revolutionary revolution.
Oh god,
HRE wheels. Hey.
look at that.
What? HRE Turbo is a revolutionary performance delivery system by seamlessly integrating a patent-pending twin-motion turbocharger directly into the wheel hub assembly. We've eliminated the need for complicated exhaust routing, intercoolers, or bulky underhood components. What? How in the hell would that even work?
It's crazy. Sounds good.
What the? That sounds sick, but I have no idea.
I told you, dude.
That's wild.
What the hell? What the hell's going on?
Did you see it heating up too? Like the
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that. What the?
That's pretty wild.
And that's an all-wheel drive car.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it's a Skyline. Interesting. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna go with a new turbo design for the next car, right?
Quad turbo.
Quad turbo, 4 wheels, bro. Electric motor. But yeah, I like it. I seen this for sale when it went up for sale because I was looking at it myself, and I'm like, dude, I would so cash out my crypto for this. But then I'm like, I can't, dude. I can't do this right now. And then you bought it, and I was like, damn, fucking Chris bought it.
Yeah, right down the street.
Yeah, dude.
So this one has 3 electric motors, actually.
Yeah,
We're talking
yeah.
about, you know,
Mhm.
that kind of stuff is.
How much you know about that system?
Not too much.
Yeah. I know. I think the fronts are controlled, steered by electric motors, if I'm mistaken. Because I don't know if it has a all-wheel drive line.
Yeah, that I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I don't know enough about it. I like the car. All right, I like the way it sounds and it drives. The layout of the electric motors and everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty clueless. I just the cool thing is like the older NSXs so far, all I do is pay for oil changes. I mean, the maintenance is very minimal. You know, I mean, I could have went out and bought a Ferrari or a Lambo, but I mean, when you see the maintenance cost compared to this, I mean, it's massive.
Well, I mean, a brake job on a Lambo, I think is like 15, 20 G's.
Yeah,
You know, that's just, you're talking about rotors and pads.
right.
Because they get carbon ceramic rotors, so those are, I mean, not that, those don't really wear out. They don't really wear. The biggest problem with carbon ceramic rotors is that they can chip or crack.
Yeah,
That's
But those cars also people don't drive them that much, right?
I mean, you can drive them as much as you want.
But some people like daily them. But other than that, like a lot of
I
people.
daily GTR when it drives, and it's got carbon ceramic.
Well, that's not a lot of days.
Real funny. Huh? You going to Cars and Coffee this week?
I don't know. Oh, the one in Lockport?
They're having the new one, New Lennox. They're having a season opener.
Oh yeah,
New Lennox.
The one
No.
that's by Ghost Coffee.
It's
I'll
up the
probably go
street.
to that first one. That's it.
Yeah.
No comment.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll go to some other ones for sure. I gotta get I tried to get the car ready to go over the winter. I got everything ready. I got the alignment done, got new tires and everything. But then now I have this weird ass throttle issue. Just weird.
yeah, I felt that one.
Yeah, weird, bro. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna swap out the throttle bodies first. It seems like a common occurrence in these GTRs. But so once I get that done, I just do that and oil change, and I got nice new headlights to upgrade it. But
Did you get that suspension all taken care of?
yeah,
Set up?
everything's set up. Yeah, I lowered it a little bit because the bigger tires raised it up quite a bit, so we lowered it a little bit. But I can't go any lower with those tires; they'll start rubbing.
Nice.
So, but I needed I wanted bigger tires just because they also filled the gap nicely, and they were the right size. Like either I went like 335 rears and then whatever the fronts were, I don't remember, or I would have to go like 315 rears or even like 305s. So I went with that tire setup, and it drives great. I just gotta figure out the throttle body issue. The idle just doesn't seem to wanna work with
It was
me.
idling okay for a few minutes.
Well, it's cold and then warmed up and it's just like so Fucking growling, literally.
I literally drove it into the garage. I didn't even put it in park yet, and it died. Like it was like perfect timing.
Yeah.
And now it's staying there till tomorrow till you actually look at it again.
Well, maybe I'll put it in here later on and maybe look at the throttle bodies. We'll see. I brought all the parts. I just got to do it now. That's the hard
That's
part.
the hard part.
That's
Yeah.
the hard part. Just go do the work.
Every time I hear you're gonna drive your car, I'm like, wow, it's a miracle you're driving.
Yeah. That's what
He
I saw.
means from one garage to the other.
Yeah. I'll take it down the street to rip it once in a while. I'll still rip. No problems. It's just if I get to the stop sign, it dies.
He's got to wait for it to cool off at that point.
But yeah, dude, I like this car. It's awesome. It's the color scheme, like white with the black trim and everything.
Show it off again.
Yeah, dude, show it again, dude. If we had a mic set up for it, we'd start it up, but it's gonna sound kind of funny in here.
Yeah, we could run a
It's gonna yeah.
Off everything.
And our 5-foot cord that we have for the microphone. It's gonna go hybrid mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta you said it's stock air suspension on it, right? Because I seen that when you're going up like a.
It's not stock.
It's not stock.
No, that was.
Okay.
It's called iLift. I guess they stopped making it maybe just for the NSX, but that's the brand of it. I think that's amazing to have it.
Oh, 100%. I seen it last year. Yeah, for your driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
where you're
like a
gonna raise
must.
the car up like a foot.
How high does it go?
It goes pretty high.
I think it's like an inch or so.
Yeah, raise it up enough
a lot.
for. I mean, that is a lot.
Inches a lot.
Raises enough for him to get on his steep ass driveway.
Sure does. Otherwise, I wouldn't have no lip kit.
We went last year. Like I said, we went last year cruising. That was fun to that hangar. There was a bunch of cars. There was your white one.
Yeah.
There was a guy with a
Red one.
red one, and was there an orange one?
Then there was an orange one.
Orange one, yeah.
Guy with the red one, I met him a few times. His name's Tony. The orange guy, orange NSX. I'm not too sure who had that one, but yeah, that was kind of cool. All three NSXs, which is rare.
Yeah,
to
100%.
have in one spot. That was nice.
Yeah, especially these.
Yeah.
Compared to your, how are the old ones on maintenance?
It's like a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. Literally, it was
So none.
pretty much super reliable. I mean,
Because you already had the what was the last you made? 05?
05. So I had
You,
05.
so you had the power steering already. You didn't have the
04.
pop-out headlights. You had the
Did not.
regular projector ones, right?
So, 91 to 94, they were all hard tops. 95 was the first year Target Top came out. It was still 3.0 liter 5-speed. 1997, they came out with a 3.2 with a 6-speed manual. Then in 2002 to 2005, they took out the pop-out headlights, but then you had the perforated leather seats.
Yeah.
Back bumper looked different. A couple little touch-ups here.
They did
and
a big appearance upgrade on it.
Mhm.
Yeah. The 05s, the 04s were nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They look nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, the old ones are nice too. I mean, we have a buddy who has 90,
93.
93. No power steering, right?
No, he's got power
Oh,
steering.
he's got power steering?
I think 91 just didn't have power steering.
So I used to have a customer that used to buy the electric steering racks from. What did he buy them from? I thought it was the S2000. I want to say the S2000, and he converted them for the NSXs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he took the whole assembly and everything, and then made a whole kit to plug into the NSX for electric power steering.
That's
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't remember if it was from. I'm pretty sure it was from an S2000 because he had to buy the module and everything. He bought the whole kit because you have to. It's a whole
Yeah.
whole system basically. And he bought a couple of those kits and then he converted them to basically for electric power steering for NSX.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I mean, if you can modify something like that to back then, that's yeah. Obviously, you'll probably have to upgrade the alternator because it's probably not going to be enough power from enough juice from the original one. But even then, if you didn't have power steering at all and then have an electric power steering, it's like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have almost zero, an electric power steering
yeah.
car, you have almost zero, pressure that you have to apply to it to spin it, right? So, I mean, same thing with hydraulic, I guess, right? But electric works the entire time.
Yeah.
Right? Car running or not running, you can turn it on, so your
Yeah.
dog barking.
On the old NSXs, I don't know if you guys seen on Bring a Trailer, there was a 2004, I want to say 9,000 miles. I had the Comtech supercharger.
Yes, I seen that one.
Sold for $370,000.
Holy shit.
370.
Holy shit, that's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
So this thing that wobbling so much?
No, I think it's my mic.
Oh,
I think that's
that was when was that? That was pretty recent. I think.
yesterday.
Was yesterday?
Mhm. There was another one that sold similar that sold for like $254.
I think that's the one I think I seen. That was last year, I think,
No, that
or
one,
beginning of this year.
maybe.
It was somewhere in the last like 6 months.
Yeah, but some of these
Yeah.
NSXs sell for big bucks.
The old ones, right? Damn, you wish you had some. At least kept one of them, right?
Both of them.
But I mean, that's again. How would you know? You have another car like that, right? That's a collectible, technically.
I do. 95 Dodge Stealth twin turbo pearl white, 36,000 miles. Super mint. So,
You have a car collector here.
yeah, love
Yeah.
my cars.
You know where you got your cars. Yeah, you
I
gotta
don't know, but his seem to work.
listen, bro. Right? What did we say earlier?
None of mine have over 1,000 horsepower.
Exactly. All right. So back off, man. All right. If I have to push her across the finish line, I goddamn will. I wanted to drive it down to TKX, but I was planning to go down there this year. But I had a couple things I had to figure out that I just couldn't make the trip, and B, the car wasn't really fully ready. So maybe it's good that I didn't go. I'll be calling for a ride.
Marcin, bring the truck.
Bring the truck and trailer. Bring the truck and trailer. Where you at, Mississippi? Come get me. But yeah, I wanted to go to that, but that's where all the crazy cars are. Bro. They do some crazy racing over there. I think somebody hit. I know a guy that races with AMS, like the ones who build AMS cars.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a GTR named Wally, and he did I think a 6.8 quarter mile, 6.8, 6.9.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, insane.
There was a Supra, MK4 Supra that did 6.9.
I think TX2K.
I think so, maybe.
I think there was one more car that I think I did like a 6.5. I don't remember what it was, but dude, holy shit!
That's how long it took me to run from one end of your garage to another.
Yeah, yeah, and that car cover was like a freaking quarter of a mile, dude. So there were a couple of wrecks there too. I seen an R8 wrecked. I think a Lambo wrecked. I mean, it's the same thing, dude. You lose control off the start, and you can just.
Yep. Did you decide where your business is going? Are you going Lambos or R8s?
I don't know, man. I got customers for that. I just don't have the parts for that yet. Don't have the capital currently to go
there
throw
you
that
go.
much capital
There you
at one car. You know what I mean? You have to spend like 60 or 70 grand just to buy a car for parts and then sit on those parts, but who knows how long,
Yeah.
you know? Sure, it's worth money. I wouldn't be the only one doing it. They're already out there doing it. You know, there's already companies out there doing it. So competition will probably be even more fierce.
Yeah, what's the rate of return on it, right? Or the time frame for your return?
Yeah. I mean, the competition I think would be a little bit more fierce because you have bigger competitors already in that market who already are cornering. Maybe not necessarily cornering. If you get a car for a good price and you cut your prices a little bit, maybe you'll move more inventory, but then your profit margins are a little bit lower, right?
Yeah.
So it really depends on which way you want to go.
Yeah.
So I do want to get into it. I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday actually, who was out in Vegas, and he's been doing a lot of the sheepy cars that are like Aventadors and Huracans and R8s and all that stuff, twin turbo and everything, and just he's like, yeah, I need parts. I'm like, yeah, but you need like one small specific part usually, and I don't, and it's not worth for me to buy a whole car for that one little ass piece. You know what I mean? At the end of the
True.
day. So we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna stick to the market that I'm in right now, and then we'll see what that brings. First, I gotta figure out if we're staying in the state or not.
What are you talking about? Where would you go? Illinois is the best state, man.
Yeah. I feel some sarcasm in there. But yeah. So
We had a good one. We had the best tax rate.
the highest, they're the best.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
means the
The
best.
higher the better, right?
I mean, I guess. No comment.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah.
You know my comments from last episode.
Yeah, they're gonna be fake.
What?
They're gonna call you lying. They're gonna say you're lying again.
Why am I lying? All about like the Shroud of Turin? Yo, do your research, people. All right? Don't take my word for everything.
Dude.
I don't know. You probably didn't see this clip. I don't know if you've seen it or not. But I was talking about the Shroud of Turin, which is like the
No.
shroud, which was like a sheet that covered Jesus' body
No,
when he
that's
died. And then there's supposed to be this sheet was from like it had the imprint of Jesus's face and his body and whatever.
Yeah, and they backdated it and they said it was like from like 200-300 years ago.
No,
And then some people said it was from the medieval.
No, you said that it's from 200-300 AD, not 200-300 years ago.
Well, I don't know.
So it would be like 2,000 years old almost, right?
Sure.
But then people are like, oh, it was carbon dated or it was dated and it was going back to the Middle Ages and there was a fake that the Pope knew was a fake and whatnot. So who the hell knows what's real and what's not anymore?
Anyways, everybody's calling us liars. And the best is like
Not everybody, because some people are like,
some people are for it, yeah. But the best is on our comments. Sometimes I'll respond and sometimes Paul responds. So like my first response, mine was like, I'm like, well, I mean, if you watch the episode, we said that, you know, we're not 100% sure about this and stuff like that. And then the guy responds again, and then the next comment was from Paul, and Paul was just like, don't you know you're supposed to read and believe everything that you read on the internet? I'm like, this guy probably thinks we're bipolar.
What?
but I mean, that's the truth, dude.
He didn't respond.
He liked the comment. He's probably like, this guy's like crazy, bro. One second he's all right, next time he flipped it, dude. He's like, oh man, maybe I should write anything else back. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't believe everything in here and read on the internet. Do your own research. What I wanted to say, I said after that, I said, what did I say? I live and die by those words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said you should read and believe everything you see on the internet. I could have sworn I read
I swear to God, I shouldn't.
I read the comment today.
So they're speaking about not believing everything that you read on the internet. There was a guy on Facebook. It's called Low Miles. These people post cars with low miles that either for sale or for bragging rights.
Okay.
And that NSX I told you sold for $370,000.
Yeah.
Somebody posted there, so people were commenting. They're like, who would spend that much money for a car with only 270 horsepower? I just want to be a dick because this guy obviously can't afford that kind of a car. So I'm like, listen, that particular year had 290 horsepower. I'm like, speaking from the guy that already has 3 NSXs, right? So this guy went on, took a screenshot off Google and it said 270. And I told him, I'm like, you're one of the guys that believes everything you
read on the internet. Yeah, 100%, dude. That's what I said, and then I said, like I said, I wanted to say, "You live and die by the sword." Is what I wanted to say, but then I'm just like, "You live and die by the word," by those words. I didn't want to make it like like whatever, right? So, but don't believe everything you hear and read on the internet. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, anybody can say anything and make it sound real.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
That's also the news, the media.
I was going to say,
the
media
media,
does that all the time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, dude,
right?
all right, listen, we lived through COVID, you know, the disease that is going to kill everybody except nobody.
We're
That's
some big
right.
survivors over here, and we're one of a kind, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
We
we're
should
pure
have been wiped
bloods.
out.
We're pure bloods.
We're gonna be telling our kids when we're older, dude. Yeah, I lived through.
I took my chances. I didn't take my vaccines.
Yeah,
And here I am.
and I went to
Not
work.
dead.
Story.
Not dead.
Yeah, and I went to work.
To work. Yeah. Well,
Horrible times, scary times.
Yeah. I mean, listen, dude. If you're first of all, the essential, non-essential thing was so fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Like, go work at Costco because you're essential. But the little stores, the mom and pops, they were an essential.
yeah.
Right.
Like, wouldn't that be the other way around?
Oh yeah. I mean, the other crazy thing that I thought is when you go to the restaurant, you got to wear your mask. But the second you sit down, you
eat?
could take it off. But then you get up, you got to put on. It reminded me of playing like Duck Duck Goose or something like that. I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm like,
Well, literally looking at it from like a I don't know, an angle of how does that make sense?
right.
Bro, you're in the room. You're breathing the air. The same air that even with a mask or without a mask, you're still breathing it.
Right.
So explain. Give me the backing on this.
I always liked. I seen one that was the best mask that I seen. It was, in those cartoons they had those big braces.
Yeah.
It was literally this lady had it, and it was like this, and all it was just like a little piece of plastic right here. And she's like, yeah. So when I talk, it goes up. What?
Did you see the people playing fucking instruments with the fucking hole in the fucking
Yeah.
mask?
Or the people making out with their masks on.
I love the people that were. I always love those people that were driving their car and they'd have a mask.
They
on
still drive
and
around with
gloves
masks,
and gloves.
dude.
Those are like Uber drivers, which I guess
Okay,
a little
sure,
bit.
yeah. I mean, I
But
can
there's-
understand the perspective.
Yeah, but then there's like people that are literally in their car
By
themselves, wearing gloves and a mask, latex gloves and a mask.
Dude,
They would be the
it's
fucking
crazy.
serial killers. Who knows? Or serial
Maybe they're going to rob a
psychopaths
bank
or
or
something.
something. They got a stolen car and
Yeah.
they're going on their
Imagine
first
those-
heist.
I didn't know how to prepare. So this is the first thing I could think of: gloves and a mask. I mean, dude, back in those days, people gave hugs through plastic sheets. Do you remember that?
Dude.
Like, you hang up a plastic clear sheet and then you hug the other person on the other. What the fuck are we doing?
Like one day we're gonna look back.
This was.
I mean, I'll still look back at it right now and be like, people are stupid, man.
But that's the thing is, like, I think a lot of people woke up from that and realized that it was literally a sham. Is what it was.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah. I mean, I
Now
agree.
there's
but-
one person at the top that definitely didn't think it, or
There was some people that
convinced everybody it wasn't a sham.
But dude,
He
yeah,
probably got his free cheeseburger to get the vaccine, like
Yeah.
they were promoting.
dude,
Go
that was
get
so
your
fucking stupid.
vaccine,
You get
a
donut.
free
You
cheeseburger.
get donut. It was a
Right.
donut.
Or I think they're handing out weed
Where?
to people
Yeah,
too.
dude, all over the place.
All over. They were putting on that and then news. Go get your vaccine.
You get a free donut.
Yeah.
What
Those
the
are
fuck?
I'm glad my old job never required me to get it.
Good thing I work for myself.
I technically was on 1099 at the time, so
Right?
Two
Right,
of my-
Chris, and your mysterious job?
yeah.
Two of my clients told me, "Hey, you and your employees got to go get the vaccine." I'm like, "All right. Well, I guess we're not gonna take this job." Well, in that case, you're a subcontractor, so you don't need it.
Yeah,
you fucking
that's
you
it. But you gotta
fuck.
wear a mask the whole time or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah. No, we had to wear two at this one particular job.
Are you serious?
It was a joke.
Did you wear one
Double
on your-
the protection,
Did you
dude.
wear one on your face and one in your eyes? Because that's the way I would have showed up for sure, dude. Sorry, I'm here. I can't see shit.
Put them on your ears so you can't hear 'em.
Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, those were some crazy ass times, dude. And they shut down the world for that.
It wasn't crazy. It was ridiculous.
I mean, ridiculous, yeah, but dude, just overall, just the whole, I don't know, man. People fell for it quickly. I fell for it myself in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm like, this could be bad, right?
Sure.
It could be bad. But then I started reading, and I literally did my own research. Literally, I read the internet. And
And he believed it.
when I realized, when they started banning people who had like PhDs and shit, who are like talking on a topic and whatever, I'm like, all right, something's not right.
Yeah.
These people didn't get a PhD and write these papers and whatnot and have actual science, and then they get banned or shadow banned or banned or whatever for their views.
Yeah.
Why? Wouldn't you want everybody to give me your side of the story? Why? Right?
Mhm.
Maybe why? Because they thought maybe there wasn't enough time because it's spreading so quickly. I mean, maybe sure you can use that as an excuse from one point of view, but banning somebody just for that. That's now it's like, nah, something's not.
Well, they tried
something's
it.
not right.
They tried it before. What was it? The swine flu, right? They were like, "Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad." It came and went
yeah,
just like this. It never.
Yeah.
It didn't stick like this one did.
yeah.
Is what it was. You know.
Well, that's because they promoted the shit out of it to stick it.
Well, that's what they
Yeah.
do with swine flu. But like I said, it just didn't stick as well as
Yeah.
as COVID did.
This was people were dying. People were dying. All right. Well, people who had other issues were dying.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If
It
you're
just kind of sped it up.
if you're that's what
Yeah,
they
but you can get that from the flu.
You die, usually people die if you got comorbidity. I can't even say the damn word.
What are you trying to say?
If you have other sicknesses, illnesses,
Oh,
like other issues, right?
underlying issues.
Underlying
There you go.
issues, Look up
he
the
said.
internet.
What are you trying to say?
That's
What
I'm
word
to
are you
say.
trying to say?
Look it up, dude. I don't know what it's. Look it up.
I can't.
Co-
I don't know what to. what's-
Comorbidity, but
How do you spell that?
start typing. Do COMOR. There, right there. Comorbidities.
Comorbid.
Bidities.
Big titties. That's all I see.
Bidities. Comorbidities.
The second one.
Comorbidities.
Yeah, see?
Comorbidities.
Fucking, I know a word that I can't even say the right way.
Do you know it then?
I know what it is. Underlying issues, whatever. Those people are the biggest risk. And if
Right.
you're older.
But that's
Right.
the same. Yeah, but if you, let's say you have heart problems and you have a flu, like that can speed up your fucking heart problems.
But I feel like if you took the vaccine shot, it sped it up. Those particular things.
That's a whole
what I
separate
mean?
thing, right? But
Well, that seems to be coming out now.
Yeah.
yeah,
A lot of that stuff is coming out now. Which they said, those people who didn't really believe it said that in a few years, we'll know.
yeah,
No.
exactly.
Right?
That's a little bit too late. Same thing like the flu shot. People are like, go get the flu shot. Why
never
am I
gotten
going to
a
go?
flu shot.
Right. And I
Never
never
gotten
will. I
Same.
feel like the people that get the flu shot
Get sick more often.
get sick more often.
Yeah. I mean, the flu shot's one thing, right? I mean, if you want to get it, go ahead and get
Yeah,
it. you
yeah.
know.
I'm not against vaccinations of any sort. I'm.
Yeah, but back in the day, in the 70s and 80s, that little list, not the 70s.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you had like what 4 or 5 things that you had to get back in the 70s,
tetanus and
like majors, like
Yeah.
Ebola and stuff like that.
smallpox.
Sure, but now you have like fucking a schedule of like 50, dude. For newborn kids, they say, and here's another topic: autism, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's
What
got
is-
it now.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody's doing it.
From what is that from?
I would
What is that
say-
from?
I don't know.
Don't lose the internet.
Here's what it's from. Is that
Don't say that you know for sure, because you don't
this
know.
is what I believe.
There you go.
There we go.
This
That's
is
it.
what I believe.
Yeah.
I believe that the more research they did into autism, they made a spectrum that is way too big, and so now anybody can fall under the spectrum,
ADHD, being
right?
one of those.
It's technically that's technically autism.
I know, but is it
No,
just because you're impatient or whatever
Right.
or something
That's
like
what
that?
I'm saying.
Or
No,
high
if it's
energy.
severe, sure, that's different, right?
Right. If you're like running through walls and shit, then yeah,
Yeah.
you probably should,
Yeah.
Right,
get checked
but,
out.
But
you know what I mean?
so I think that the spectrum for autism is too big, and so it's really easy to fall onto the spectrum.
That is a good way to look at it.
Like, okay,
Because if it's like something small that you would say it's just normal
Yeah.
for a kid being a kid, but then you throw him on a spectrum because the scale
because
is
he's
so
a little
large,
quiet. Because he's a little quiet.
then you'll have the number of what 1 in 32 kids or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was
right?
1 in 2,000, like back in 2000.
And I think right now it's like 1 in 30. I don't know what, or 3,200.
Right, exactly. So me and my girlfriend started watching this show. It's called Love on a Spectrum, and you can.
I was
you
gonna
can,
say
you
something,
can-
but I
you
don't even
can-
wanna say it.
Just take a guess what it is.
I mean, I can understand what it could be.
It's about.
I was gonna crack
it's
a
about-
joke, but it'd probably be
yeah,
inappropriate.
Yeah, it's about people with autism or some kind of syndrome that are that want to get
Yeah.
that want to find somebody, right?
Sure.
And like some of the
I mean,
people,
I got nothing against that.
yeah, right, 100%. But and like some of the people are fine, and some of the people like yeah, like you can tell, right? And other people, I'm like, if I talk to this person normally, I wouldn't think they're like on a spectrum or anything like that.
Unless they told you so, and then you'd be looking at them like, all right, well, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, sure, but like how?
You like what I'm saying is that what the hell's wrong with you now, and like there's something wrong with you. You kind of be looking for the signs of autism at that point, right? You're not really like the conversation might be going well, but you're gonna be like, well, okay, what's he gonna say or do that's gonna say that he's on autism? He's got
Yeah,
autism,
like
right?
avoiding eye
The fuck?
contact.
Bro, I avoid eye contact sometimes, but most of the time, I mean, that's just from recent in terms of everybody's on their phone nowadays, and nobody really wants to look at people in the eyes.
Yeah.
I know this myself because I tend to sometimes just literally my eyes just drift off else when I'm talking to somebody, and I know I'm doing it. And I'm like, dude, just fucking focus, bro. That's like me talking last time, dude. I keep saying, yeah, I'm gonna start,
Yeah. Anyways, that's what I think is like
it definitely
is the
has
thing.
that definitely has
'Cause
it's an explanation
I
for sort of
can
it.
tell you that those people that with like slight autism, 20 years ago, they probably would never fall onto that, right?
Yeah.
They would be like, okay, they're a little off.
Yeah,
whatever.
maybe
It
a
is
little
what it is.
slow, something
Yeah,
like that. Okay,
something like
sure.
that. But like
But that means they can't. That doesn't mean that they're
that show's awesome. By the way, it's funny because it's like
Marcin's probably got some autism.
for sure. Well, we joke about that at work all the time. What do you mean? But that show's hilarious.
My autism that I can't pronounce my words that I'm trying to think of. dude. I think that's a different thing. That's not autism. I'm not making fun of people with autism.
You got a
that's
speech impediment.
sure. That's probably what it is.
Can
It's 'cause I'm an immigrant.
say speech impediment?
Speech impediment. There are some words I can say very clearly, and then some words I just jumble fucking right through them, dude. Like this one. What was it? See, if I can't read it, I can't say it. Comorbidities.
Oh,
Comorbidities. Comorbidities.
comorbidities.
See, there's something wrong with me.
I wouldn't be able to pronounce that either. So
That's because
That's
we're
why he hasn't
foreigners.
even
We're
tried.
straight up
That's why he-
foreign, bro.
That's why you haven't even tried. He's like, I see it, not saying it.
Were you born? You weren't born here. You came
Oh,
here, right?
No, I was born here.
You were born
Yeah?
here.
Yeah.
Really?
You got a thicker accent than I do.
Shit.
I was born here.
We
Straight
were
up.
born in Poland.
Yeah. I thought you were born in Poland too.
Nope.
That's why you're richer than all of us.
Here we go.
That our one podcast. What was the first one or the second one? Hey, by the way,
Apple's opening up.
they're saying they're gonna build iPhones in America and they're gonna be expensive at like $10,000.
Hey
Our
Paul,
$2,500 comment was getting fucking blown out of the sky, dude.
hey Paul, would you buy an iPhone for $10,000?
Hell
If
no.
it was made in
The
America.
fuck? No way, bro.
Nope.
I'm fucking keeping my one phone I have currently for the next 10 years if I need to. I'll start looking for my old phones. This one breaks.
Well, I was gonna go back to getting a pager and stuff.
I don't want to talk to nobody.
I got my old phone right there.
Dude. But I mean, whatever, bro. I mean, we're not in terms of that. We're just not set up to do that kind of production currently.
No.
We shipped everything out.
Yep.
And if
Still
we want to
cool.
get, if we want to get,
bring it back.
I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, listen, it would take a lot of time to make that work. I would rather have Americans putting it together, right? Did you guys see the new? Damn, bro. Did you guys see the new like the AI videos that China's been posting
No.
of fat Americans putting the iPhones together?
Damn.
No. What did JD Vance call him the other day?
Who?
Chinese people. He's like the Chinese peasants are making all of our products.
Honestly, dude, if you really like dig, if you dig deep into it, these people don't get paid much to do this kind of work.
Oh no.
Like this should
That's
be.
why we've outsourced.
That's why it's so cheap.
That's why
Right.
everything was outsourced.
But imagine this: building a new iPhone 16 costs Apple $200 to build it, right, in China, and then $800 because it sells for like $1,000.
$1,200.
Well, it depends which model, right?
I think base is like 11 to 1,200.
Okay, it costs them $200 to build it in China, and then the rest of that cost is basically, import, export, tariffs, all that bullshit.
Yep.
Most of that money is made by China.
What tariffs, dude?
Mhm.
No, they're made in Taiwan.
Who's made in Taiwan?
iPhones.
They are not made in
It
Taiwan.
literally, I'm pretty sure it says it on the back of the
Look
phone.
it up right now.
I can literally look at my phone.
Ain't no way, bro. Taiwan makes chips, not phones. Where are iPhone 16s made? Currently being built. That's true. They're moving the production to India.
China
See?
and India.
China.
Production, with additional production in Vietnam and plans to expand in Indonesia. I wonder why. It's a beautiful word. Tariffs. So,
Maybe that's why a lot of people didn't watch our video last week because I
Which
named
one?
the episode Liberation Day.
maybe. Who gives a shit? I don't care. It is what it is. But yeah, Foxconn is the biggest manufacturer for them. Foxconn in China. And they literally have nets around the building. Like around the windows.
For what?
So that when
People
people
jumping
jump.
Really?
Yeah.
I swear to God. Yeah. So if you're in that factory and they have nets around the building so you don't jump off the building.
It tells you the state of the workers. And
Yeah, exactly.
wow.
I mean, it's
Work like
first of all,
slaves.
well, yeah, I mean, it's
Well,
a
Well, we're paying taxes over here.
From
like
what I
slaves.
saw, there was nuts around the building. You gotta fact check yourself
I
live.
forgot. We're gonna fact check ourselves live. I can't wait to do an actual live podcast one day. I'm just gonna talk so much fucking disinformation, and people are like, "This guy's on fucking. He's on a different
wait
planet."
till we have hopefully one day. Wait till we have like 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah, well, freaking wish. That'd be nice.
And,
Hey,
and then you
hey,
start.
anybody
and
out
then
there?
you start
Can you
doing
share
it.
our shit? But
Maybe once I do the giveaway, people will share it.
maybe, hopefully, we'll see. We're not really looking for. We'll get there if we get there. If we don't get there, building the podcast takes a long ass time. We already talked about this.
I messaged Theo Von.
So did I. That's actually funny.
I'm going to Theo Von show at the end of the month. My
Okay.
girlfriend, you know who he is.
No.
That's hilarious, bro.
He's like that white boy with like the long hair with the mullet. He does the podcast and he's like, I just want to punch a fat kid. Like he says some
Outrageous
crazy
ass
shit.
He was
Yeah.
He was interviewing Trump, and he
He
was
was the
talking about
first one.
cocaine.
He was the first one to interview Trump on a podcast,
Uh-huh.
and he was asking about cocaine and shit.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't give a
What
fuck.
did he say
And Trump
about
had a
that?
great time, bro.
Yeah.
Trump was like,
They
he's
talked
like,
for 2 hours.
yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Trump was talking about his brother who was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
Trump doesn't drink,
Yep.
right?
That one, yeah.
And but so anyways, I'm going to his show. My girlfriend got me tickets for my birthday, and so I messaged him like, "Hey, I'm coming to your show. You
You want to do a podcast?
want to do a podcast?"
I literally wrote the same thing. I said, my brother's going to your show, but Maybe you want to do a podcast in there since you're in the area.
That'd be cool.
That would
Imagine, dude.
imagine this guy shows up, bro.
We have 100 subscribers.
It would be a riot, dude. It'd be, hey, yo, Theo Vaughn, you out there, dude? Let's come out to Homer Glen, dude. Come out and do a podcast with us. We would have a great time. Oh, I'd bring a comedian with, bro. Oh, fuck, bro. We would having a great time for sure. Oh.
I mean, he is a comedian, technically.
I mean, listen, if you're looking for something specific, let me know. I mean, I could probably find somebody. But, you know, come out to Homer Glen.
That would be so funny, dude.
Man, you know, but it's like, you know, I like doing this kind of stuff, like our friends and, you know, business. Chris is a business owner. He's a magician. You know, that's all from what I know. He's a magician. That's all I know.
Got a money tree.
Fuck, those are real?
Yeah, man.
Where is it, in your
Right
backyard?
seeds.
You got any extra seeds, dude?
What do you? What kind of? Was it dollar bills that coming out or
Nope,
hundreds?
I already thought
Depends.
of it. I already
Depends
thought
how
of
much
it.
you water it.
Yeah. I already thought of.
Homer Glen water is expensive, so the more you water, the bigger bills you get.
Pretty much.
I am totally using that for the title of this episode.
What?
Growing money trees.
Growing money trees. Dude. Yeah, we should talk more about it. Where do we find these trees and where do we plant them?
Yeah, it's called build your own business and work hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. At the end of the day, listen,
Yeah.
you want to have
You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
money trees.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You reap what you sow.
You wanna have time for yourself and you want to do those kinds of things. You gotta do a business, dude. It's stressful. Having your own business is a stressful ass thing. It is not easy. Most people,
24/7.
fuck yeah, it's 24/7, dude. A lot of people don't understand what that means. Like,
If you have your own business, you have to be ready. Like I'm guilty of not doing this, but you got to be able to like put all of your. You have to be willing to put all of your time and energy into it.
well, you have to. Not that you were
Yeah.
willing. You have to.
Especially when you start, you kind of have to disconnect from your friends and stuff like that. You really have
Oh,
to
yeah.
focus on it.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm guilty of
So-
not doing that.
Well, I mean, well, we should maybe change that. But you know, we all have changes that we gotta make.
No,
Including me waking up earlier.
my sister's gonna have a field day with me saying that. By the way,
We're gonna
She's
bring her
gonna be
around one day.
yeah,
A lot of
yell at me the whole time.
So we got how many people that have their own business technically are in our family? 3?
1, 2, 3. I mean, does your wife count?
Yeah.
4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So 5 people
In our direct family,
in our direct family, like sisters or their significant other
or dead.
or dad, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they may not be. They're not big businesses, if anything. They may not be, you know, the most fucking profitable businesses because it doesn't always work
Yeah,
out that
we're gonna
way.
say they're gonna say we're rich because we come from
fuck.
we come from a
I
family
don't even
full
want
of
to. I don't even
business,
want
dude.
to. First of all,
They're gonna be like,
we
you
come
gotta-
from a
you gotta-
family of 5 who came to America with nothing
and 2 suitcases.
and 2 goddamn suitcases. People, so fuck yourselves. You know,
They're gonna be like, you got old money.
old money. Yeah, old money. Yeah,
Old
yeah.
money doesn't.
We ran from something called communism, you clowns.
Came at the wrong time. Your shit came down. Your Democrats would have gave you all this free stuff.
Yeah.
across the
shit.
border.
No, we would have to come illegally for that to happen.
Yeah, if you want to come legal, you give me wait for 10 years for your papers,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah,
And
fuck
pay
it.
them
Yeah.
instead
Dude,
of
I
getting
don't
paid.
even want to get on that subject
Yeah.
anymore, bro. Because I know we could go on that
Yeah.
subject. It's just not worth it anymore. At the end of the day, it's like people that gotta understand that business is like I'm talking. Business is
There's
one
small
thing.
businesses. I don't.
Everybody who wants to make a business can make a business on literally with anything.
Yeah.
Literally anything. There's there's ladies or girls out there that do pictures in their houses. Small business.
Yeah.
Our sister does crafts, right? Not crafts, but she does like balloons and like
Backdrops.
backdrops and
Backdrops,
shit.
right.
That's a business, dude. I part out cars. That's a business.
I
Marcin has
rent
a
a
trailer
trailer.
that's a portable bar, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to who?
Tipsy Trailer
That's right.
and A Solutions Auto.
That's right.
King of
We're gonna
Scraps.
park that motherfucker in here one
And-
day. We're
and-
gonna do a video
yeah.
with it.
King of Scraps and MST Designs and BT Motors.
That's right. Yeah. My wife has her own business too. She does logos and graphics and
She made this one right here.
Yeah, she made design our logo. Look at her perfect face.
I actually have the matching hair finally for my picture.
Yeah,
Because
I
I always
don't-
had long ass hair.
I should have put a hat on in there.
You
we
wear
should-
a hat every time.
I know. I don't know why. I gotta promote. Look what it says. And she does wedding invitations, stuff like that. So she's also got 2 kids to raise most of the time by herself. So it's you know, it gets hard sometimes, but
I like that one comment we got on. I don't know if you saw on TikTok. Guys like, time to find another career.
I've
Fellas.
seen that. I was gonna comment. I'm like,
little do you know, we were fucking half of us have 2 jobs.
yeah. So, because you started your own business as well, technically, right?
Me?
Yeah. Like, do you own your own business, or you own your own
2.
business? You own 2 businesses. See, you're more than I
Hey,
thought.
we got some info out of him.
Hey.
Slowly but surely.
Need IT support?
One more drink?
No, let's go,
That's
dude. Let's
kidding.
go. Where is that at?
You want another one?
No.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
You still had her? Your head still hurts?
That's actually feeling pretty good now.
Yeah,
See? That's the sign.
one more would
Hold on.
make it real
We
good.
might have to do. All right, we're gonna do a pause here for
Yeah, I
real
gotta
quick.
go
We're gonna do a
bathroom.
piss.
I gotta
All
go to
right.
the bathroom anyways.
Bathroom break. We'll be back. Which button?
And we're back.
All
Refill. Refill's good to go.
Everybody's got their drink of choice?
Yep.
Water. Water in a glass.
Sure.
Oh, sorry. Sprite. Never mind. So what were we at again? What were we talking about? Oh, we're looking for a sponsorship.
No, we're not. We're not. That's why I turned it away. Those guys will take us down so cool. My buddy works at Pepsi. Maybe he can.
Put in a good word.
Dude, he used to bring me like secret flavors. Like
I thought those were supposed to be secret, bro.
well, like the cans are just silver cans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they would have like a label on it, and it would just
Like
say
like a barcode or something like that.
yeah, and it would just say the flavor of it. He brought me like he had like 6 different like Dr. Peppers that were like different flavors.
Interesting.
He's like,
that's
like,
because
try this.
Because now
It's product testing.
now with the those new Coke machines, the big ones, you literally have like every flavor, dude.
No, but this is like this. Yeah,
This is previous to
this.
that.
No, this was maybe like 3-4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But no, because sometimes they have like special edition cans that come out, right? Flavors, and
Yeah.
so this was him. He would get these tests. Like he's in accounting over there, but they still
Yeah.
gave him like products to test. Pretty cool, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you get free stuff, dude. It's cool anytime you get free stuff.
Yeah,
anyway.
we were trying to get more
Especially
information out of
government.
Chris and his job.
No.
So when we started talking about that, and that was the end of that. So
Guy's a hitman, dude.
drives on the sex.
You'll never see him coming.
Yeah, literally. He'll be nice and quiet.
That's when he turns on.
Eco mode.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Eco
that's when
mode?
the hybrid turns on.
Yeah. Shows up. We're
People are
talking
gonna-
about business and immigration, not immigration. Immigration? No.
No, we're gonna not go into that one as
Yeah,
much.
whatever. We already know all.
Tariffs.
What we,
Darn it.
what about what is?
He said,
Listen.
darn it. Let's talk about immigration.
Dude, bro. All right. First of all, Trump trolled the shit out of everybody when he said they said that you couldn't fix the border. All you need is a new president, and you're good to go, dude.
Yeah.
So there's
Oh,
that.
wow.
You know, but
Turn that plane around now.
it's already over national water, so it can't come back. What they did with the one dude was kind of fucked up, though. Did you hear about the one dude they fucking arrested and sent him to El Salvador? Like supposedly he was a gang member. Those some shit.
Trinidad's or
Not Trinidad, bro. Triagua? I think Triagua. So like the gang from Venezuela, whatever.
yeah.
So he got rounded up with them that supposedly was part of it because of some tattoos or some shit. But I guess he was just a barber or something.
Oh,
And he got packed in with them and sent to El Salvador. And now they're trying to get his ass out. Yeah.
Wow.
I
So
saw one.
mistakes can happen, you
I saw
know.
one guy get it. Well, they said that they're like we're not. Well, I think Elon Musk said that, but he's like, there's mistakes are bound to be made.
100%,
You know,
dude.
like nobody's perfect.
Like anything that like all these programs they're going through like at the USAID or whatever, and they cut all these programs and they're like, maybe we shouldn't have cut that one. I mean, but okay, what's the problem? What's wrong with reviewing everything that you're sending money to?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's wrong with that?
Well, one of Trump's what the hell are they called? Did he sign off on executive orders?
Yeah.
Was that all the agencies, all government agencies, now need to actively review old policies to see if they're still like applicable.
Yeah, dude. They were sending stuff. They were sending payments to things that the contract is probably like 15, 20 years ago. Bro.
Or it doesn't even exist anymore or something.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
where's the money going?
Well, there was something with the gardening. I mean, don't quote me exact, but it was something in the thing where they were spending like $10 million a month for the White House for gardening or something like that. And Michelle Obama was collecting the money, even though that's ended obviously for them.
Really?
It's somewhere
heard-
something along those lines.
I haven't heard anything about that, but I mean, dude, I mean, not
That one they try really hard not to have public though,
Oh yeah,
right? Because
I mean, there's
it's
a lot.
Michelle Obama.
yeah.
So
Do we know the
Big
exact truth behind it? We don't.
no,
There is a lot that's
There's-
been going on that I can't say yes or no because I don't even know. Like, how the hell are we supposed to? We're not in the government. Technically, we should know what
Chris
the
might be.
government is
Right.
doing.
Chris
They
might
get
be.
paid by us.
We-
That's our
they
taxpayer
are-
dollars, and a lot of
they
people don't
are-
understand that.
They
and
are
we should be able to.
employed-
We should be able to see where all that money.
Right.
They are employed by us.
Right.
We are their employer.
Right.
Even a
right.
president.
All of them. Anybody in government. Their job pays them to do our job,
Yeah.
Right.
which is to make the right decisions.
Right.
Right?
It's like when Tom Homan was getting grilled at one time in front of like what it wasn't the Supreme Court, but it was like a Congress or something. He's like, no, I pay your bills,
Yeah, 100%.
and he's like, 100%.
Well, I mean, he's in the government too, so
well, now he is, but at the time he wasn't.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, we as the taxpayer, the people who are paying for this job, do deserve transparency. So if
Right.
we ask for something, we should have. Okay, I get it. Top secret shit like that.
Makes sense.
Maybe there's a certain point where it's too far, right? This is too far, too public, or this might be too valuable of information to reveal to the public, right? But in terms of our finances, we should know everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We should know everything.
Even if they say, well, I mean, I guess they wouldn't say like this much is going to top secret.
It could say that,
Yeah, but then.
but
they're
that's
like-
it. That's
yeah,
where it stops.
yeah.
But I feel like if it's gonna say top secret, a lot of stuff is gonna be hidden in there. You know, what I
Of
mean? It's gonna
course.
say-
It should be.
Well, that's where
It
you're gonna.
should
But
be.
no, that's where you're gonna hide all that.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
where
yeah. But
Here-
that's where you
Here's
have.
your nice Christmas envelope. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
You're
that's
gonna
where
hide in
you
that
you would
fund.
have to basically at that point hire somebody as an independent agency to review that.
That's how you get
Yeah.
paid, no?
Government contracts? I don't know if he was getting government contracts. I don't know if he. I think he'd be a Democrat, dude.
No.
Guys wearing a Trump shirt right
And I'm not
underneath.
trying to say. I'm not trying. I'm not trying to hit on nobody. It's just if the money's good and the money's easy to obtain,
It's not good.
you would
though.
probably
Yeah.
not fight against it, right? You would want.
Everybody
it
wants to get a
continue.
bag.
Well, I mean, listen, if it's the same thing with like, if you think about it, it's the same thing with benefits, right? If you're benefiting from the government in terms of collecting welfare, whatnot, which is a social program, which is necessary for certain individuals, right?
Mhm.
You
Needs
need
to
to
be
have
cleaned
that,
up, but
you
yeah.
have to have that netting to save those people that really can't protect
That
themselves.
need
or
it.
save- yeah, but not those people who sit on welfare, who can work, who are just collecting from the government.
And
You know
they
how much
try
money
to,
that's
right.
wasted?
Because they may get cash, whatever, on purpose, but then they're collecting from the government. This and that. I don't understand why the government doesn't check these people more often, or doesn't check them. They're just, certain individuals. They'll just give them money.
You would think that the reason for that
Right.
is that then you have to pay somebody to go do that job, and then you have to hire who knows somebody to
I'd
go do
rather
that job.
pay because how much
100%.
money you're losing.
Yeah.
Technically, right? And I would not give this to a government employee, independent agency
A headhunter.
paid by the government.
Yeah.
Even PIs, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Here's your list of people, and I want you to go keep an eye on these guys. We'll pay you your
rate.
your rate, whatever it may be, and get back. You have 2 days or 3 days per person, and just let us know.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, how many people? Yeah, like you said, they're taking cash for payments. Even if whoever's paying them writes it off that they're paying them, they're never submitting a
W-2,
a
a W-9 or whatever.
Whatever. It doesn't matter, right? They're just not doing their taxes, and
Yeah.
they're still just collecting money.
Exactly.
If you don't do your taxes, you shouldn't be able to get welfare. First of all,
I agree with that.
But there's people that they'll go to Pete's Market or a grocery store, their shopping cart's overfilling. Here's a link card.
yeah,
And then they'll go get in their Mercedes or BMW high-end SUV
Right.
or something. It's
Right.
like, dude.
And
doesn't
that's
work-
and
yeah.
everybody, not every kind of person is guilty of that. I'm not talking about just like specific like
race or
race or something like that.
Everybody will do it.
Everybody is guilty
Hey,
of that
At
because
that point,
it's so easy to
yeah.
do.
But I was gonna say,
Yeah.
is it their fault, or is it at that point? Is it the point? It's the fault of the government for not doing a
100%.
better job of tracking them down or
100%.
making them go
And
back
then
to
you have
work.
people who look at them like, and then they have to go to work and pay for their own fucking groceries, and they're like, "What the fuck, bro?"
Yeah.
Like I have to take the bare minimum. While these guys loading up and taking everything, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
And they
you
can,
could
yeah.
you could tell who's paying with a link and who's paying cash. The shopping carts are overfilling. That's link. The ones that have a couple things in their card, they're paying cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're only paying for what they need,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, other people, man, they take advantage of the system so bad. It's messed up.
I'm just waiting for them to be like, yeah, you can't buy like junk food anymore.
Yeah.
With a link card.
That's-
That'll be
that
a
should
one
be-
good step.
That should have been from the beginning, dude.
Yeah.
Like if you are on the government assistance program, right? The only food you should be getting is healthy food.
Bare necessities or bare necessities. Like
Not even. I mean, yeah, bare necessities, but if you're food wise, healthy food.
yeah.
Motherfucker, you don't get those Oreos.
Yeah, you ain't getting Lunchables.
Or that Sprite.
You get that's right. You get fucking get them
Getting water.
water. Yeah,
Bottled
you want
water.
the Sprite, you buy
You
it.
can get juice. We'll stop it at juice. We'll stop
yeah,
it at
juice. Because juice is obviously you can give the kids juice and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right?
But it's got to
But-
be like 90% real juice.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of the
Like
stuff
no
is
Sunny
artificial.
D.
Yeah, that's just so bad. But that should be, and then nobody should be against that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the people are going to be against that are the people that are using link cards to buy it. But
Yeah, well, exactly. But I think the people that pay into the taxes more outweigh the people that collect benefit,
true.
right? And hope. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope that is the way.
Well,
right?
the problem is those people that collect the money from the government are the loudest people.
Of course, there's
Oh,
only
Right? And that's what it is. Like, you know, you guys might be more into politics than I do, but it's like, for me, it's like, I'll complain, but I'm like, well, what am I going to do about it? You know?
That's kind of like Elon Musk said when he bought out Twitter or whatever. He said the people that are committing a crime are the ones that are the loudest.
Of course.
You know.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a crime. It's just they have to benefit off
I
of
mean,
it.
how
Well,
many
yeah.
how many people do something wrong and you can catch them in a lie because they're always backtracking or they always have something to say,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
It's the same thing with like employees, right? Like, you know, they messed up, and like, I don't care if my employee messes up, just be like, yeah, I messed up,
Yep.
and I don't really care. But like, that's fine. We'll
yeah,
fix
but you
it.
can. But how many times can you do that too?
Well, sure, but
Right.
like when you're like, oh, how
If you make
come-
the same mistake 3 times within like a short time span, then it's like at that point you just either A, don't give a F,
yeah,
or you just don't, doesn't matter
No.
to you. You know, it means nothing to you.
well, but that or you're just not good at your job,
or that.
right? But you shouldn't have that job if you're not good at it. So
Exactly.
No.
Because there's a limit to that.
yeah, right.
You can only do it so many times, and then it's just
Right.
like or it's just pure negligence, just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then goodbye.
See ya.
Next.
No.
You know, because why waste your energy and time? Why pay somebody to do the same to make the same mistakes
Yeah.
that are probably costing you money at the end of the
Yeah,
day?
and
right?
and then they're always trying to defend themselves. The
Not
people that are
always.
trying to defend themselves all the time. Well, I have somebody that is like, he'll mess up and he won't just admit that, like, yeah, I messed up. He'll try to defend himself. Well, no, I did this, I did that, you know, I did blah blah blah. But you still messed up,
Yeah, exactly.
but it's not my fault. But it is, you know, and it's like,
well, the blame game is played by a lot of people too. So
Right.
it's like, you know, I mean, even in politics today, everybody's one's blaming the other
yeah,
yeah.
like
of course.
constantly.
I
One's
mean,
blaming the other.
To be fair, even Trump does it. right?
100%.
He's like, oh, Biden do this. Well, you didn't do it either.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you know, I don't want not that I don't want to badmouth anybody. It's just that's the way the reality is.
Yeah,
Everybody's gonna look for a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Right. Even if it's one side or the other. Bro, I want the government to be transparent. I also want the government to be shrunk by literally half, if not more.
Right. Oh yeah.
Half, if not more.
I mean, look, Canada shut down the whole government for like, what is it, like a week or two? What happened? Nothing. Everything kept working. Just like,
I mean, we've
just
had
like it should.
shutdowns in America,
Right.
dude.
Oh yeah.
What
We had a-
happens? Nothing really. Not on our end.
There's too many aldermen, too many people in office and stuff that don't need those positions.
Yeah. Well,
they're
like aldermen and like trustee, they don't really get paid, right? So
yeah, but it is still a government paid job, right? At the end of the day. Even if it's $4,000 a year
yeah,
for being a trustee. I mean, that's technically I can't even fucking say it because I'm gonna get called out for being rich. Chump change realistically for a year.
Yeah.
For
over the course of the year.
yeah, $4,000 isn't, you know, $4,000 is not really much money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? To be technically a politician is what you are technically without the extra benefits.
Yeah.
Because all you're getting is to get paid a check just for, and then you're paying your taxes and you're left with freaking
If anything,
$3,000.
you're spending that money right back.
Yeah, just
doing
to
your
fuel.
job, just to doing a job.
Yeah.
So,
So-
you get the envelope under the table.
That's different.
That's a different. They're
different.
talking about different aspect of that job.
Gotcha.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
we're talking about like the honest work.
Like
Those are the
being
extra benefits.
being a trustee on its own will not get you anywhere. You'll be
No.
very poor.
Unless you're in a really rich neighborhood.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's very possible. You know, if you become the mayor of a town and that pays you 160 grand a year, aka Orland, you know, to be the mayor.
Oh, that guy didn't win, right? What's
The
his name?
cow? No, he
Yeah.
didn't win. The other people won. The ones
did-
who want the pensions and the extra money spent.
I heard that his wife got like they like threatened his wife like a couple weeks ago after he said so, because apparently something came out about him talking about Arabic people,
Yeah.
and he's like, if you don't fucking like it here, you can go back to your goddamn country and stuff like that. And like apparently they were like threatening his wife and shit like that.
Wow.
I mean, that's politics for you, man.
Because I was at the bar, and the owner
I heard this too,
and,
so.
I was talking to the owner of the bar, and he's Egyptian, right? So and I was talking about something. He's like hell no, I'm not trying to get involved in politics. Not right now. And you know all this shit's going on. He's like what? So my wife can get threatened? He's like hell no, I'm staying out of it.
Yeah, I mean, but people at the end of the day, it's like, dude, it's policy. It's like, you know, it's not like fucking, you know, your family's gonna get, you know, you're gonna get killed or something like that. That shouldn't be like that at all.
It should never get to that point.
Yeah, it should not get to that point. Sure, he maybe had some things that he said that maybe were, you know, controversial, right?
Yeah, now if their family's like killing people, I mean that's a different.
I mean,
story.
that's okay. And I don't want to I don't want to say anything like that. You know, I don't want to call it anything out. But who the fuck makes those kind of threats?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a regular ass person that lives in Orland Park is not going to make a regular. We're going to go after your wife and, you know,
Yeah.
kill you or whatever, right? Who likes to kill people? Technically, nobody should like to kill people. You know what I mean?
Huh.
But you know, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I don't know what you're inferring, and I'm just not gonna. I'm just not gonna mention anything.
Anyway, but that's pushing it too far. Like like threatening people's family and
Yeah.
shit for
Oh,
fucking,
wow.
for political views or whatever, dude. What are you gonna be the person that one exact person that you're for deportation? Are you gonna be the one deporting them? Are you
Yeah,
gonna show up to their house
right,
and fucking
right.
put them in cuffs and send them out?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's what the government's for, right?
you might work for the company that does it. But
I mean, you work for the government that does it, but that is not your job.
yeah,
And
exactly.
you there's a due process. There's everything else, right? You don't just fucking pick up random ass people and just this isn't goddamn communism, bro. You know, that's what we don't
your
want.
Your neighbor's not just gonna disappear overnight.
That's what I'm saying. Or fucking, you know, or have neighbors that literally like tell on each other.
Yeah,
You know, oh, he did this, and then he left the night when he wasn't supposed to,
Yeah.
and this and that. Who the fuck does
he's
that?
hiding
Bro?
Jews under the floor.
Yeah, dude. Like that. Imagine that shit back in
Talking
Europe,
about,
dude.
there was where you rat out your neighbors. That was during COVID. If they had somebody over,
You're
supposed
right.
to call about them.
You're right. That's
Hey,
fucked
man,
up, dude.
Call if your neighbor's got anybody over. Get outta
That's
here.
fucked up.
They tried.
Right?
That's
They tried that. You're
That's
right. I
communism
forgot
right
about
there,
that.
bro.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, who wants that? Like any normal person is like thinking
The
like,
left.
like the left. I mean,
here we go.
I mean, it seems that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It seems that
not
way.
all of them,
Not all of them,
but the most extreme ones like that.
Yeah,
It
dude.
seems like that's what they want.
They didn't want you to leave your fucking house, bro.
They don't have a different solution. They're not open to a different solution. That's I think that's their problem, is that they're not open to anything. But sorry.
I don't know. I don't understand that side really.
Like who thought of that? And everybody else is like, that's a good idea.
Well, I mean, what do you think the Democratic support right now is like 27%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably lower at this point. I wouldn't doubt.
I mean, you have your they don't even really have anybody to fucking send out there right now.
Yeah. Who are they gonna send?
AOC,
So,
fucking Bernie Sanders, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking known communist.
Bernie
dude,
Sanders is their
socialist.
best option at this point.
His ideas are smart, but the problem is that those ideas lead to much darker things.
yeah. Right.
They lead down the wrong alley, bro. It's like the alley starts off with light,
Street.
and then you end up in the fucking darkness, bro. You know, that's how it starts. Like Bernie Sanders, I understand free healthcare and all that, and we should tax the billionaires and all this.
yeah, but how's that free healthcare working out in Canada?
Yeah.
Well,
You got to wait a couple years.
those who actually pay attention know how healthcare in Canada works.
Yeah, not too good.
Not too great. They come to America to do their procedures.
Yeah.
Right.
And just like we
Yeah.
go to Mexico to do
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
is, yeah.
Well, that we go to Mexico because it's just cheaper there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
They
Like,
come from Canada because it's faster.
yeah.
It's
They
quicker.
got a better chance coming over here than signing up for some procedure or surgery that they need.
Well,
and
they'll
they
just
gotta
put you
wait
to
a couple
sleep.
years. Yeah,
They're just euthanasia and you're good to go.
yeah.
Oh,
They
you got an illness? Oh, you can just get into this pod.
Yeah.
We'll press the button and all your pain will go away.
Yeah.
You
You heard
know?
about that, right?
Oh, I heard about that in Canada, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to push that in Canada right now. Euthanasia.
Allegedly.
I think they already pushed it, no?
Did it go through? I
Wait,
have no
actually?
I
idea.
don't know.
That's crazy.
I know it's in Switzerland. It's a law. It's legal.
Yeah.
In Switzerland, you get into a pod. They'll give you some gas, bro, and
Lights out.
peace out.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's the what is it called? Assisted suicide.
That's
The fact that you have suicide in the name is crazy.
Assisted suicide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not suicide. It's assisted. All right. It's not the same thing. You might not go to hell for that one.
All I'm saying is,
Yeah.
there's no way you don't go to hell for that one.
Listen, depends on the religion, right?
Not in ours.
Not in our religion, you're
Yeah,
probably going
yeah.
to hell, bro.
Yeah.
That's just the way that's gonna be.
yeah.
But
It's a one-way ticket.
one-way ticket to
Even assisted or not.
yeah, exactly. But that's law in Switzerland. People go to Switzerland just to go kill themselves, basically. Just not the way where you just jump off a bridge or whatever. You just go sit in the pod and you say your goodbyes and then you're gone.
Sleep for a long time.
Then and then you never wake up. But I think they I don't know if they're pushing for it in Canada. I don't know what the situation in Canada is, but I've seen it pop up that they are either starting the process of trying to push
Hey,
it
just
through.
Call Damien right now.
Damien probably doesn't know this shit. Well, maybe he knows. Who knows?
Oh,
we have
that's right.
we have a cousin out. We have a couple cousins
I met
out.
him.
Which one? Damien?
Damien and his brother.
Tom, David, Jack. Tom?
Oh
Yeah.
because we're in Poland.
Yeah, I went to Poland together.
Yeah, no, I'm like, damn, that makes more sense. I'm like, I definitely didn't meet him in America.
When
No.
you guys all went, right? With
Yeah,
Well,
'cause
you and
I
Michelle.
went to Canada and I met him.
Oh,
Oh.
because Chris was up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. How'd you like Canada?
Which Chris?
Yeah, it's same as Chicago,
Which Chris?
Toronto.
Chris Chris the one's in Poland.
Ah,
Yeah, Chris the one that had to
3000
leave.
GT Chris? Or Dodge,
Oh,
Dodge Stealth Chris?
Stealth Chris now,
Well, I
right?
sent him the red one.
You did?
Well, I had two of them, and I had two before over here, and
Yeah.
I sent him. I had a
So he has his now.
yeah.
Oh man, he's
No.
Be
when
cruising
did he
around
get it?
Cheethead, bro, and Dodge Stealth.
Because I was
He
there
got
2
it
years
there.
ago. He didn't have it.
No, it's just
No.
recent.
Just a few months ago.
Okay. Oh man, he's
Yeah.
oh man, those roads are perfect for him too right now.
Yeah.
freshly done like a few years ago.
The roads are nice.
They're gonna try to fucking arrest his ass again. Can't deport him again.
That's funny. We're just gonna give it back, deport it back to America, bro. Yeah, I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that.
They're gonna flip a coin. Who wants?
yeah. Who wants this guy? Goddamn criminal. No, I think he learned. Dude, he's.
No, he.
Oh, no, he's got
tries
kids
but
and
He's a
stuff.
good driver though.
I know he's a good driver.
Dude, he's
I
like a
know.
really good driver.
Yeah.
Man, this guy is so precise.
Well, you grew up with his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
he told me stories when he used to be.
He told me a few
'cause
stories too.
he had the old Dodge Stealth, which was fucking high powered at the time.
Hey, about 450 horsepower back then. He would smoke
Which was
at
what?
every car.
Which was what time was that? Like the late early 2000s,
90s, late 90s.
late 90s, 450 horsepower.
That was He used to speed Vipers, Corvettes, all kinds of stuff. Burn on all four tires. I mean, man, he had a Mazda RX-7 turbo, the older one. He had a 80,
Yeah.
You guys had-
88
heard you guys had some motorcycles too.
motorcycles. Well, I had two.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I know Chris, but he got too much in trouble with the law for that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he got too much in trouble with the law with that, and then I think did they crush his car?
No, well, depends what you mean by crush. The blue one,
Shout out to
got
Chris.
sold, and the guy that bought it,
Killed himself in it.
yeah, on
Did it?
Harlem over there.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I think
And
Chris.
the white one he crushed because he was going to Michigan. He fell asleep and went underneath the semi.
Oh shit.
So, but
Oh, okay. I guess that's still crushed
Yeah.
one way or another.
crushed and
You,
crushed.
you thought you meant like
Yeah, like fucking
No.
impound
like
yard
to a
and fucking-
junkyard, yeah.
Fucking Gone in 60 Seconds style,
No.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great movie.
Oh yeah. Gone in 60 Seconds. I think that was the time when you guys were Yeah, I think that Gone in 60 Seconds was like a 2000s movie.
I had my
Same thing-
Acura Integra back then. I was all souped up when I was getting out of that. Everyone was taking
I never,
pictures like I'm
haven't heard that fucking word in a
like I'm
while.
a-
Souped up, dude.
Like,
Hell yeah.
True.
Yeah, souped up, dude. Yeah.
That was when Fast and Furious came out too. The original
So Fast and Furious came out in 2001.
one.
Yeah, I went to the theaters to watch it, and people were fucking going bananas.
You
in
know,
the goddamn parking lot of the fucking movie theater.
You know what I found out this week? That just it pissed me off so bad. That one scene when Jesse's in the Volkswagen racing, what's his name?
An S2K.
And the S2K with $100,000 under the hood. And you look at the picture, and he has no
Yeah, rotors.
he has no rotors.
Yeah.
No, he has
Oh,
no
yeah, I heard
he has
that.
no calipers.
No calipers.
He has no
Yeah,
calipers.
yeah,
Just road. I'm like, no way.
Yeah, dude, they missed it, dude.
Oh,
That was
dude.
my
Oh
Integra.
man, did it get stolen? Just
No.
like everybody else's.
The picture was taken in 2002.
Yeah, that was taken on a disposable camera.
Bro, I've
That's
seen
how old it is.
Bro, I've seen this fucking car before. Did you, by chance, were you friends with the guy last name Olesh?
Yeah.
He used to have an Integra,
Used to have one too, a green one.
a green one. Yeah. No shit. Wow.
Yeah,
They're-
dude, that
You're
picture's
fucking old.
Dude,
Sure was.
hey, I'm telling you, that picture's so old. It still has a disposable camera
bro.
date on it.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good days back in the day. I remember
Those
when
days.
fucking movies came out, when Fast and Furious came out, bro. People went fucking bananas.
I'll-
I literally like lit the culture up, dude.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
It literally lit it up.
I'll still never
Japanese
forget.
cars and yeah.
Yeah, because before that, I think it was Gone in 60 Seconds. I'm pretty sure Gone in 60 Seconds was either 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah,
I want to know now. One was Gone in 60 Seconds made. The music was good. The cars were awesome. The plot was fucking awesome. Gone in 60 Seconds.
Nicolas Cage was still
yeah.
a good actor. He still is a good actor.
2000. So this came out, I think, 1 year before Fast and
and
Furious came out. Because I think this movie already started. 2001.
2001.
Yeah.
That's right.
This movie started already. This getting the scene bigger. Gone in 60 Seconds.
Eleanor.
And then when Fast and Furious came out, that's where the JDMs came in.
That was when like the more
And that's
affordable
when-
cars came in.
And that's when shit just blew up, dude. You had the Civics everywhere, goddamn it, driving around.
Apparently, the new Fast and Furious is supposed to go back to that.
Bro, I'm already been done with Fast and Furious
That's-
like five
Well,
five episodes ago, dude.
the second they went to space, I'm like, that's it.
It's too much. Flying cars, this and that.
Yeah.
I'm what
Like,
is
dude,
going
just
on?
get
Like
back to
after
the-
Tokyo Drift, it was like
I like Tokyo Drift.
I'm saying after Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift was still good.
Yeah. If I would love for them to go back to like, or even another franchise to start just
Yeah.
tuner cars, bro. And
Well,
I don't give a fuck.
apparently,
if
this is what that's the next movie is supposed to go back to, like them going back to Cali.
What are they gonna do? Fucking fly fucking rockets back to the fucking
Now they're gonna
moon?
get tickets for emissions.
I heard that the California's getting rid of the smog testing.
No.
That's what I swear to God. That's what I heard.
Getting rid of it?
Getting rid of it.
Oh.
I talked to a guy just recently, 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's in the GTR community out there. He's got a shop out there and shit. And he was saying that California is moving towards getting rid of the smog, the whole smog thing that you can have now, downpipes and all that shit. That you can have tuners.
Wow.
Because you know what he told me? This is crazy as fuck. He said that when the government came and started suing all these companies that were making tuners and everything to bypass emissions and shit like that, those companies hired some like private investigators, some lawyers or whatever, and found out that all government vehicles don't have cats. That they don't have emissions.
Really? Why is that?
Because of reliability issues. Because they're always running.
Oh.
Now, don't quote me. Don't read everything. I didn't read this. I heard this from a customer, not a customer slash
She said, he said, she said.
business related man who lives in Cali, who knows the scene very well because he's in it. And that's what he told me. He's like, I'm like, I have never heard that before in my life.
Kind of makes sense
But
though.
that does make sense because imagine I have any government vehicle, like our friend was a state police car and he's got a canine. That fucking car runs all day,
Yeah.
every day. You think they got a cat in there? I went up to the exhaust and smelled it. It smelled like shit, so there was no cat in there.
Paul's doing his own investigating.
Hell yeah, do my investigating. Next thing I got is take a stick and see how far it
Bro,
goes. Dude.
I mean, it makes USPS trucks.
Look it up. I'm curious what it's gonna say. I wonder if ChatGPT is gonna actually say that. Do government vehicles have emission systems? Because in 07, Dodge Ram Cummins had 0 emissions. The early 07. 07.5 and up, they had to change, redesign the engine and everything because they had to include emissions because the government made a standard.
They do.
Yes, government vehicles do have emissions just like regular civilian vehicles unless they're exempt due to their specific use or classification. Dude, bro, what? That can be for anything.
Yeah. Emergency vehicles or
Police cruisers, fire trucks, ambulances also usually built on commercial platforms. So they're fitted with the emission systems. So they're fitted with emissions. They might be exempt from emissions testing in some jurisdictions during their service life, but they're still manufacturing emission control systems in place. This is military vehicles.
so unless it's a specialized military or exempt tactical vehicle, almost all government vehicles are equipped with emission systems.
So part of them are, part of them aren't, depending on their classification.
Yeah, what's the
Right.
classification
Bro, that's what I'm
limit, you
saying.
know?
Like,
Right.
so that's where you're talking about like transparency, right?
Yeah.
What's classified as what to do what,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh, we didn't do a chicken cam today.
Oh yeah, that's okay. We have a car instead. We'll catch up on the chickens next week. We had let's see, since last week we had 1 casualty. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened.
POW? No, not POW.
Not a POW.
KIA.
No, I don't know. I think it was either born like too early, or just with some kind of a sickness. But he had vertigo. He couldn't walk. Like he was like rolling all over the place, and then he just died.
It was a junkie, huh?
I don't know what he was. It could have been.
Ate
It could have
too
been.
Ate too many shells.
He was stuck in a shell for like 2 days, and he was still
Ah.
alive. So I helped him get out, right? Which you're not supposed to do,
Mm.
but I helped him get out because otherwise he would have died in there. Because one died in there when it was hatching. It poked a hole, and then it just died. Maybe it couldn't get out. Maybe I don't know what it was, but it died. I found it dead.
Survival of the fittest, dude.
That's what it is. That's
Why'd you
nature,
help
dude.
him then?
Literally. I mean, I helped him because I felt bad, bro. It's like, come on. I was trying to be the government, bro. But I helped him. He was live,
Didn't work out.
and then I found him dead the next day. So it is what it is, So
You got any chickens or anything?
Nope.
Are
you want a
gonna have-
cat? You want a cat?
I had one that ran away.
Well, I got 5 right now.
He's got one on his car, dude.
Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Right? Just like the GTR has a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, inside the engine bay.
It purrs.
No, I have a cat that had just kittens, bro. We're literally expanding farm quickly here, dude.
Man, you got everything over
We
here.
got chickens. We got 5 extra little cats right now, dude. We got what do we got? What else we got? Goats in process, bro. We'll see.
If your wife approves of that decision,
Pretty sure it's already approved. I just gotta go get them.
they have to be mini goats.
They are mini goats. They're Nigerian dwarf goats.
Wow.
They got blue eyes, bro. Aryan race of goats. I thought all goats
Can't kill them.
They eventually all go to the same place, dude.
My
So-
stomach.
I don't know. I don't know how you. I mean, I don't know. I don't eat goat. I'm not really sure. What is that? Anybody eat goat? You eat goat?
No.
You eat goat? I'm trying to think. What
I was gonna say bad on now, but it's cheap.
It's sheep. Yeah. I'm buying them basically for ground
Milk?
control.
Can they do milk?
Oh yeah, they're gonna be females.
Yeah.
You want to milk them?
Well, I'm saying
I need somebody to milk 'em.
Can those be milked?
Yeah, dude.
That's one way to find out.
I'm selling goat milk, dude.
Yeah, if I gotta milk them, I'm taking them.
Oh, 100%. But you gotta milk them every day.
Damn.
You have to move to home.
Can you build a guest? Can you build a guest house?
I mean, you got a fucking barn back there. You can live back there, bro, for a whole fucking
I live
summer,
in his
dude.
office right here, dude.
I mean, I've
don't
lived
need-
in there. I've lived in there for 9 months, so yeah, it's
I
very
don't-
possible.
I don't need much.
Yeah,
I need my computer and I need my bed.
yeah,
I'm good.
You're good. We set up a bed right here. You just podcast straight from the bed, dude.
Sleep right on these, right on the church pews, dude.
Oh man, the church pews might get a lot of attention here.
Yes,
Church
they do.
pews and American flag, dude. That's right. We pray at this table.
Pray on the week. I mean,
Pray on the week, this guy, bro. Well, it was nice having you here, Chris. I
Thank
know
you.
me and
Thank
Marcin
you.
always would fucking jibber jabbing back and forth, but You know,
Good times. Good times. I'll bring the stealth next time.
that's right. We'll do another podcast.
Yeah.
Next time we'll have a no. Never
Next
mind.
time we'll
Next time we won't say what we're
we'll
gonna do.
talk politics.
Yeah, next time we'll have a couple of these glasses and then we'll start talking
yeah. We're gonna do some pre-gaming before.
of Sprite. All right, nothing else.
But
Just
you
Sprite.
can say drink. You just don't have to. You're just not supposed to drink on the video.
Who's drinking?
Me.
Oh, that's why our videos don't make it that far, huh? I want that. Hey, for
That-
homework, I want you to figure that out. If that's true or not.
That or it's because you're lying all the time.
You've been spreading disinformation, dude, all the time.
Yeah.
When you texted me that and you said, "Yo, you're getting roasted on TikTok," and I said, what did I say?
You're like, what are you talking about?
I'm like, what did I say? But I said, what are you talking about?
And
I
then
said,
I was like, the shroud TikTok.
oh, and I said, I eat disinformation for breakfast, dude. I listen. Like I said, don't believe everything you read on the internet, dude, and don't
don't
believe
us.
everything you hear either. Yeah, for real, dude. Like sometimes we're talking about shit we have no fucking idea what we're talking about. I mean, that is the truth.
Assisted suicides and shit.
Yeah, like I mean, look, that I know that's true. Canada, I don't know about Canada. Canada's a fucking weird country. We love our Canadians out there, but they're fucking. I don't know.
You guys are weird sometimes.
You guys fucking. I don't know. That cold weather gets to you guys sometimes. I don't know what it is.
You got permanent brain freeze.
That's because you guys pay fucking two governments, Canada and the UK. What is it? Part of the Commonwealth, right? Yeah. But yeah, appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you bringing out the car. Beautiful car. We're gonna
Thanks.
go do some cruising this year for sure. When the GTR is fully functional.
Yeah, I'm not allowed. My car's not nice enough.
Yeah, you should take that and just never mind. Yeah.
I kind of want the hatchback that you got back there.
It's gone already, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
Let's go back. We went to the shop and it's gonna say good. It's gonna say its last few words in a couple of days, and
Oh, you haven't even taken it apart yet?
no, not yet, but it's getting close.
It's taking up space, huh?
It's time to.
Damn.
It was a project for the future. Project for the future, like the fucking 10 other projects I got to fucking
Yeah.
for the future. So yeah, appreciate you coming. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Awesome. Thanks for an invite. Till next time.
Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.